We are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Love ya. Get home safe, guys. Peace.
Bright suns, and welcome to the Geekcentric podcast. My name is Nate, and this is our first episode of 2020. First of the decade, first of season 2. And in this episode, it's a whole new year, and we're still talking about Star Wars. And one of us just got hitched. So we're going to kind of focus this episode mostly on talking about our experience at Disney World, getting married there. Well, all three of us didn't get married, but and then also our review of Galaxy's Edge. But first, if you're joining us for the first time, this is a weekly show covering the world of film, television, gaming, toys and collectibles, and all things geek-centric. Joining me on the show, we have the Jakku Junkyard Jawa himself, Justin.
Houdini!
Did I pronounce that right? Jakku?
Yep. Jakku?
It felt weird saying Jakku.
Houdini!
Houdini! And to his right, my left, we have K2 so married now, Kevin Hudson!
Hey-o! Yes, I am the aforementioned hitched one.
Wait, is it still Hudson, though, now that you're married?
She took my name.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm wearing jewelry for the first time in my life and
really
hating
bright.
every second of
really
it.
shiny.
It's flashy as hell.
I like it. It looks nice.
Bling, bling.
It reminds me of lightsaber.
It
kind of
reminds me of Kenny G. I don't know why. Just classy stuff.
Yeah, I'm not used to it yet.
Yeah,
It fell off in the shower yesterday, and my drain is open, obviously, so I was, no. Oh, yeah.
Jeez. Well, speaking of stories, we've got a ton of stories for you from the Galaxy's Edge. We went to Disney World. Again, Kevin got married. And so I think what we kind of want to do before we dive into I think we're going to kind of do a full thing on Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
So before we get into all that, we're going to talk about where we've been, our Disney trip, and the wedding. So yeah, where do we start with this?
Well, it was quite the trip, traveling with probably 30 plus people, doing some of the experiences.
52 people total. So
wow.
It was amazing.
Some of the
They said of the 70 people we invited, to actually get 50 people come is like an incredibly high percentage of turnout for a destination wedding,
Really?
especially to Disney from that far away. So that obviously meant a lot that so many people were willing to make the trip. But I mean, come on, guys, it's a trip to Disney.
It was. I mean, who wouldn't want to?
it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. It was book tickets, let's go.
Kevin, like when you and Sarah asked me to be the MC, like there was literally no other possible answer than yes. Absolutely, yes, freaking out. It was actually really cool for our listeners. Sarah got down on one knee, and I think I was just about to get in my car or something, and she popped the question by opening up a really cool Disney pin that Kevin had informed me later that was pretty tough to get. You said you got it on eBay.
Yes.
But
you're a big pin guy. You love your Disney pin. So I was, if
pins.
I'm going to do that one for you, I was going to get you something special.
It's beautiful. It's really cool. I've never seen it before. Really, really cool stuff. It's got Mickey with a mic. So we start with traveling there. Did I get there before you guys?
You did. You got there before.
Right? Like I did the 17th to the 28th.
Right. So I left here on the Tuesday the 14th and got in on the Friday. Is that the 17th?
I believe so, yeah.
But you left the 16th and arrived
on the 17th.
On the 17th.
Yeah.
We beat you by about 5 hours driving in because we had to get to the hotel and leave the gift bags
Those
for you.
Those 5 hours, I think 3 of them, it was because my plane was delayed.
Yes.
Quite a bit, but it was good. Sitting in the airport watching the Itchy and Scratchy Land episode of The Simpsons with my dad was a good pastime. So
I need more wine for my family.
So good. Or like the Bort on the name tag.
We're out of Bort license plates in the gift shop.
So good.
My flight was significantly delayed.
Same
you
here.
had a tough one.
We got up at 4 a.m. Our flight was going to be at 8. So we got up at 4, got ready. We got to the airport in decent time, went through all of the customs, did everything. Was like smooth. Get onto the plane. Yeah. And then they're saying, we're having a mechanical issue. It takes about 2 minutes to fix. The flight was, no longer leaving at 8 something in the morning. It was now leaving at 12. So
wow.
we actually had to get off the plane. They had to bring in a new plane. They took all our bags off, obviously, and loaded the next one. So we were delayed like significantly. We had plans to like at least get some errands done because we were going to arrive in Orlando by like 11 originally.
Right.
And that was a bit of an annoyance because then when we got there, we had to check in and get to our dinner reservation, which was still like even as hectic as it was, getting to the dinner reservation was sweet. Yeah, great restaurant.
So Kevin, I guess what was our like? I had a few days ahead of time, and then I think nothing.
Yeah, where did you start?
Nothing,
where did you start on this? You started.
I started in Magic Kingdom
on the 17th?
With my parents on the 17th,
right?
And we did like some of the easy rides. I think I commented to my cousin who was messaging me. I'm like, when you travel to Disney World with your parents, you do a lot of sitting. It's like a ton of sitting, but they were awesome. Like they especially my dad, like he's a harder time keeping up a little bit, but he made it throughout the whole night and only complained about 7 times, so it wasn't too bad. but yeah, it was good. And then the fireworks, it was interesting. The fireworks, for some reason I couldn't remember when they did the fireworks that night, so like we were in Adventureland and seeing them from that angle was actually kind of neat.
That'd be really cool, yeah, over the trees and everything like that. Yeah,
it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't hit Magic Kingdom until the day after.
Okay.
So that was my first park that I hit, which was on the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a full day there.
You have to.
Yeah, we did. Well, actually, sorry, did we do a full day? No, actually, we started at like at 12.
Yeah.
And then we did it until like park closed.
Yeah.
But that was a good day just to kind of like really get yourself immersed. I just remember running into the gates like under the bridge and getting into Main Street and just be like,
right? It feels like you're home.
Yeah. No, it's fun.
That's
man.
exactly what I said. I'm like, I feel like I literally let out a sigh and just looked around.
Oh, it's just like you're like the whole journey.
You have to
get
start
there.
there.
Yeah, and the whole journey just to get there. Right?
Yeah.
Like as soon as you get into that park, it's just like, this is what it's for. Yeah, it's fun.
And it was a good day that day.
Yeah. The Saturday was good. We had lunch at Be Our Guest.
Yep.
And then we did dinner at the Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
In between, we did a whole bunch of rides. We had some fast passes for the ones that we really wanted, like Peter Pan, Winnie the Pooh. But we also jumped on Mermaid. We did Pirates.
Oh wow.
I think we did Pirates. Yeah, we did Pirates. Yeah, and Buzz Lightyear.
You got a lot in.
Yeah, we got a lot of rides in on that first
for a
day.
Saturday.
Yeah, for a Saturday. It was busy because it was like a long weekend and like what is there cheerleading?
It was the cheerleading weekend. It was just after the marathon, so people are still sticking around at that point. It's one of the busier times in the first quarter of the year.
What was the first day that you went to the park?
Well,
so we spent the first 2 days doing wedding stuff. We were again running to all the resorts where everyone was staying and dropping off little gift bags that we had for everyone. We had really a lot of fun putting those together, made them very Disney inspired.
I love the candles. They smell so good.
They are really nice smelling candles. Yeah, I've burned through about 6 of them already. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of like getting to the checking in and getting that bag that you're talking about with all the stuff in it, I was like it was such a delight. Like it was so cool, and like I was not expecting
we were like, we are going to start this off on a high note for everybody. Yeah. So I think everybody got theirs except the mother of the bride.
Yeah. So for our listeners,
that's awful.
Kevin gave out like this Kevin and Sarah gave out this bag of goodies. I think one of them was like a straw cleaner.
Yeah.
Which was interesting.
That's a long story, but we had straw buddies.
Yeah.
All Disney customized.
They were really cool. Like I got an Avengers one.
But we didn't get the right size straw with the package about 3 days before we left.
Yeah.
And so we just ended up giving out these straw cleaners and the straw buddies, and nobody knew what the heck those were.
I remember my dad being like, well, when am I ever going to clean a straw? I'm like,
get with the times, Steve.
Let's save the turtles. What are you talking about?
So many little details. My mom and brother put a lot of thought into this stuff like that. Well, yeah, the magic little Mickey head key and the door, the do not disturb door hanger. We're celebrating Sarah and Kevin's wedding.
We're still recovering.
So much custom stuff.
We did like lanyards for the following day that we'll get into. Things like that. Wicked T-shirts for later on in the week. Yeah, there's a lot of really neat like Disney inspired goodies. So we had fun sort of running around Disney that day, dropping them off. And then people were starting to come in, and so it was any chance I could get to say a quick hello here, a quick hello there was awesome, you know, and just like a big shout out to our buddy Andrew, who couldn't actually attend the wedding on the Tuesday, but flew in for 2 days just to hang out with us all the way from Ottawa. So Saturday I got to spend a lot of time with him, and I don't think he or I thought we were going to get that chance. And he was like, do you mind if I tag along? I'm like, no, I encourage it.
Absolutely,
so we got to spend that day. He got to go and meet some of my friends in an out of Disney experience. So that was an interesting Saturday night watching the UFC outside of Disney World.
Yeah.
That was the one like very non-Disney night that we had.
Yeah. So the second day we were all together. We did Epcot.
Yeah, that was January 19th, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I indulge in in the occasional wobbly pop from time to time, and so
Don't we all, Kevin?
well, not as much as me probably, but so any chance you can go on a real bender through Disney is a lot of fun, and the World Showcase at Epcot is definitely designed for that, while
It's a
keeping
big
it
circle.
family friendly. But yeah, it's hard to get lost. And I think the World Showcase is really cool. You don't appreciate it as a kid. It's
Not at all.
boring as heck.
Yeah, that day-
Like, where are the rides?
If you have little kids, don't take them to Epcot.
Yeah.
well,
it's not
no,
designed for that.
Epcot, no, it's not.
Right? Or leave them with someone else.
Yeah. Now, if you're an adult who likes to have a few bevies and see some cool, like it's one of the more beautiful, aesthetically pleasing parks just because of what they do with it, I think. So.
Well, it's the idea that you can see some cool stuff. You're walking, so you're being active, but you're also able to enjoy in some food and drinks. It's like traveling the world without having to travel.
yeah,
the
it's
world.
traveling the world in a day.
in a
You
food
know, it's,
in a food and drink capacity, which was like I've done it in the past, but doing it with 30 people was awesome.
yeah, that was such a cool turnout that 30 people came out, and so to start our adventure in
It felt
Mexico,
like a pilgrimage across the world.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. It was definitely like as we started getting into each country and we were getting further and further in the drinks, it was harder to wrangle people.
Yeah.
But
each country kind of took longer and longer to round everybody up.
But then you found like it was great. Like Andrew, who we were just speaking about, and myself and Angie, my wife, we just decided to just beeline it to Japan.
Yeah.
We wanted to see a little bit more of it, and then we had some drinks, and then inevitably we ran into everyone. Right.
Yeah.
So we darted off, and it was great. Like just being able to especially Andrew, connecting with him, talking with him because we haven't seen him in so long. But then just being able to meet like your other friends.
I thought it was a really
cool
like when
experience,
we
the
were
whole trip.
planning out the
Yeah.
week, we picked it to be first. Gave it a day break between it and the
Right.
wedding, so everyone was fresh again
Yeah.
for the Tuesday. But I thought it was such a perfect way for people to get to know each other.
And
Yeah, it was good.
I really felt like I did get to know some people, a lot better. I remember the first thing that I think happened, I saw Uncle Johnny before I knew who he was, in his scooter, just like, out of the way, get out of the way. And just like yelling and just swearing his head off and stuff.
That was those are some other really amazing guests
Yes,
that
they're
traveled
awesome.
all the way over from England to make the big day. Uncle Johnny, we call him. He's everybody's uncle.
Yeah.
Even though he's not related to anybody but Mike. So yeah, his nephew Mike and my good friend Chuck from Philadelphia. I met them all years ago doing wrestling trips.
Yeah.
And those are debaucherous. Those are some events. Like, let me tell you. But we were a little bit more behaved than normal, and
So that's behaved. Okay.
Yeah, that's behaved
Good
for
to
us.
know.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. But so for them to come all the way from Philadelphia and from England was just amazing,
Yeah.
right? That was so cool, and for everybody to get to meet them. And,
Yeah, after years
and
of
again-
hearing about them and like you
Yeah, 'cause I've
mentioning
talked-
them,
yeah.
and like the wrestling events and stuff like that, how they click so well with you, and it just made sense. So it was an amazing day to meet all those people.
It was. I thought it was really cool because it was again with only 50 people. It's such a small group, and at most weddings you go to, you hang out with the person or five that you know. You never get to see the bride and groom, and it's kind of you stick with the people at your table and that sort of it. And I knew this was going to be a bit different, and I wanted it to be a bit different, and so any chance we could get to really introduce everybody and have them hang out. So I thought this was an awesome icebreaker for everybody.
Yeah, it was a good idea.
Back to those lanyards, it was cool. They had it set up so it was like each pavilion that we would go, we would write down either what we drank or what we ate, like sometimes both. Some standouts, like in the China pavilion, I think it was China, the plum wine was really delicious, especially when you mixed it with the lychee berry. So plum wine and lychee berry ice cream mix was and I don't drink wine, but it was so sweet that I was like,
Yeah.
this is really
Yeah,
good.
it's very much a dessert wine sort of thing. Yeah, a nice wine.
In Japan, me and Andrew, we go up to the sake bar.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, why don't we just get like one of that and one of that?" And I'm like, "Okay, we'll get two of those and two of those." Man,
Well, and they're little shots, so you're just pounding it.
yeah,
back.
no,
You're not
yeah, we
sipping
drink
anything.
it, right? Like you drink it, and like they had this delicious one, which was like a strawberry It almost tasted more like a smoothie, like it was an alcoholic smoothie. Oh my God. They were so flavorful, but yeah, they were the
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was for me. Was it the 3 shots of tequila in
that
Mexico?
started, right?
The 2 beers in Norway, the plum wine, and something else.
Hey, it's your wedding, man.
Oh, yeah.
You should be enjoying yourself.
No, but I was pretty good through Japan and then America, and then we got up to what's next?
After America.
Oh, then it's Italy or Germany.
No, Italy. I think it was. I think you're right. I think you go into Italy and then you go into Morocco. For some,
but Germany's first, so there was a beer
Germany's,
there. There was Sambuca there's Sambuca in Italy, and then Morocco. You bought me like 3 drinks in Morocco, so that, and then
that was a good.
I don't remember France or the UK, and snapped back into it around Canada. Half the people had left at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we did a pretty good job keeping the 30 together until
and then we ended up
last
leaving.
third.
We ended up leaving that night together. We all got
we all kind of, a lot of us found each other at the end of the night,
and that's how the day progressed. It was hard to wrangle that many people, especially as drinks are being consumed and everyone is kind of going at their own pace. So it's like it was nice that you might pop into a pavilion and run into someone, and then you're chatting with them, then you're off, and then you're seeing someone else, right? Like it was kind of fun in that sense, where it was just you everywhere you went, there was just someone that you could talk to because they were part of the group in the party.
Well, and I think it was even cool just starting to get together with people sort of near the World Showcase, and we had a group of like 12 of us, and it was like, let's go on Frozen together.
Yeah.
And not everybody wanted to go, so we used mixed matched magic bands and got a whole bunch. So that was the first time I'd been on a ride with that many people.
Yeah, right. I think in the French pavilion we went for a
what did we do?
Sing along.
The sing along, the Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast sing along. It was actually really cool.
Yeah,
it showed like a story of.
It was like almost an alternate story.
Yes,
it was like an alternate version
of LeFou.
With LeFou as more.
He was
of
like sort
comedic.
of like in the behind the scenes sort of thing, causing things to happen.
Okay, cool.
It was really cool. It was really, really good.
There's so many little things. There's so many little things in those pavilions that I've just never seen.
It was so funny. The person in front of us was just like
kept looking back.
It was so taken back by Nate. Just like like he'd go high, he'd go low. I remember the girl just looking over at her like partner and just being like, "You hear this guy?"
Yeah, I think at one point she's wanted to record me because she thought it sounded amazing. But but no, I think the coolest thing about Epcot, and then we're going to move into our whatever's next. Yep. The thing I love about Epcot is just how you get the food from around the world, you get drinks from around the world, and then the people from around the world as well. Yeah. All the people that work at Epcot are from those countries. Yep. When I was in the Japan pavilion, I bought this little tiny, it's called a Daruma doll. It's just this little tiny red little doll that's like Japanese, and it's kind of cool. The woman that was there, she was like really, really friendly, and of course because she works at Disney, but she's like telling me the story of the Daruma doll and how you're supposed to, it's got 2 white eyes and you're supposed to color in one of the eyes black and leave one of them open and set like a goal for yourself, and then so once you've done that thing you can color it in. So just like getting to have that experience with somebody in Orlando, Florida, with a Japanese person was kind of cool. And while I don't think it'll ever replace going to these places in the real world, it's certainly an awesome
It's a fun
experience.
taste of it.
The authenticity of actually hiring people from the country.
You really feel immersed in it, right? And the people seem to really be proud to be representing their countries in these places and everything. So it's definitely a really... And then even just closing off the day, people had gone their separate ways, and then we were all funneling towards the gates. And then so to get to go on Spaceship Earth, which is probably for the last time ever, right?
Yeah, because they're going to be shutting it down and reconstructing it into something else.
Which is about time if you've been on the ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was good. I hadn't been on that thing for 25 years probably.
Dude.
So to see it again,
the ending of that ride when you're in the stars is like the best part.
It was really cool.
So then the next day, I guess, recovery.
Yeah, a lot of recovery.
That was like more like the preliminary, we had the rehersal.
Yeah, we did rehearse. Yeah.
And then we did like the meet and greet where, everyone could come and
which I had to say the suite my parents hooked up for that night. Because it served as the bridal party room. They had their own glam squad travel down from Toronto to do hair and makeup.
So in the Contemporary, they have this place called Bay Lake Tower, and it's just like I think just like celebrities usually stay there. At least that's what it felt like. We were on like the how tall up were we?
15th, 17th floor.
17th floor.
Yeah, and it was a 2-level suite.
Unreal.
4 balconies.
I've never been
4
in
bedrooms,
something like that
3
before.
bathrooms, a laundry room bigger than the one I have at home.
It was so
Floor to ceiling, 2-story windows overlooking the lake. It was gorgeous. On the other side, it's really neat because you get Magic Kingdom, and then you can actually go out onto the balconies and watch the fireworks with the music piped in.
Cool.
We didn't want that side because we wanted people out of there by 7:38, and we knew if they were staying till 9, it was a late night for the bride who had to be up at 2:30 the next morning.
It would have encouraged that.
But that was all 50 people showed up for that. I could again, like the turnout that people did to all these events was amazing. So that was everybody. Like that's how big this hotel room was that there was 50 people in there at once, and it wasn't overly crowded or crazy or anything like that. Fun story. So again, the wedding was very early the next morning. So Justin and I headed back to Contemporary where we had a room. We were good. We got into bed at like 9 beds.
Yeah, I spooned him. I consoled him.
The last night he was allowed to.
Yes, exactly. Get it out of your system, Kev. So we go to bed. I'm shutting my eyes. I'm ready to go, and all of a sudden this music blares in. Bah, bah, bah. It's coming from outside. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
We look out on the lake, and these lights are on, and there's like these little water figurines lit up, and then it keeps going, and for like 15 minutes, and it was so loud, it was blaring through our sliding glass doors.
10:15 p.m.
Yeah,
like parents must love this show,
Right? Yeah.
Oh, and then the best. So it does a very like Little Mermaid theme, and it ends with da 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 da, and there's seahorses and all
Was there
these
a
things.
dragon or something?
There was.
Justin
It starts
saying
with a
there was
dragon, and I was
like, "You're high."
It has like it started with a very Oriental theme, which kind of made me think, well, Chinese New Year's.
Maybe,
around the corner.
absolutely.
So that was the whole intent, and they did a whole little spiel with like stories and with their music and stuff. And then after they did this sort of like, homage piece to Disney and its cultural sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's over. We're ready to go in, and then all of a sudden,
oh my God! It just transitions to dun, 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 Yankee Doodle, American flags, and
America the Beautiful, and they're just Star-Spangled Banner.
Right.
It was crazy.
Very patriotic.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Of course, they would.
People
have to
are
take over
firing
for the
off
Chinese.
guns.
Well, that's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like they were doing such a real cool, like cultural sort of homage piece to like Disney, and then suddenly.
But don't you forget where you are.
Exactly. Don't forget where you are. You're in America.
Huge.
It was huge.
Did you guys get to sleep at any point in time?
Well,
after the spooning.
10:30.
Well, we went back to bed.
Yeah.
10:30.
Beds. I didn't get to sleep till 1:30. No. 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30.
Woke up at about 1:15 because I had to pee, so that was very annoying. Back to sleep and up at 3:15.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
about
We
an
were
hour
up-
and a half sleep.
we were up
just
at
the kind of
3.
beauty rest you want before a day of photographs and stuff.
Oh yeah, it was like napping. We literally napped before his wedding.
Yeah,
because he had to be up. He had to be up at 3
for photos.
Yeah, to get ready and stuff.
Yeah, because I was basically in my suit, tux,
By
whatever,
4
by
a.m.
4, because then the photographer came over and did some getting ready shots. 2 of my brothers, the other groomsmen, were like, nah, we'll see you at the wedding. But Justin was up, and my brother Darcy came over, so we got some fun getting ready shots.
That's awesome.
And then I was down to the lobby of the Bay Lakes resort there next door for my first look with Sarah.
Yeah.
Which was very cool.
What was that?
That was
Into
amazing.
that. I'm all.
She cleaned up all right. I didn't. You know what? I was too tired.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, okay, this is when I'm going to cry. This is
Right.
when I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
And like,
Held it in.
yeah, I did. I know. I'm a tough guy, as
Yeah.
you all know, right? Yeah, I'm a
right,
very
yeah.
tough guy.
Sure.
Horror movie. But I didn't cry. But I was stunned.
Yeah.
The dress just amazing. But we had to get ready so early because we were going to do a Magic Kingdom photo shoot. Which was incredible to say the least. Couldn't have been colder. Coldest day in Florida in 4 years at 6 in the morning. Especially. So poor Sarah is transferring from and they forgot the blanket to give it to her as she left the bridal suite.
Yeah.
So our poor photographer Ali, who's incredible, gave her his jacket. So he's there like, I'll be surprised if any of the pictures are, not blurry.
Right, because
but
he's
he was
shaking
such
so
a
much.
gentleman. I'm like, I would give you my jacket, but I
Yeah.
kind of need it for the pictures.
Yeah.
So to be in Magic Kingdom at 6 a.m. before anybody else is there, and to see the amount of people working on things,
That's so
getting
cool.
the park ready. It was really
nobody
cool.
ever really sees that normally.
You're not supposed to. I shouldn't even be talking about this, but hundreds of people, power washing, painting, repaving stone. Like they were literally re-bricking pathways as we were driving through. And
that's the thing that's really like amazing about Disney is that they stay on top of the look
24/7.
Yeah.
People are working at that park. All those parks 24/7.
365.
Holy.
That's amazing. Crap. And so we got some pictures at Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. I gotta see those ones.
Yeah. We only took a few because he really wanted us to just go, you're here for the castle. I agreed. So then we spent the last part of that photo shoot outside of the castle, inside the castle. It was those should be some pretty magical pictures.
Yeah, that's an awesome backdrop, man. That's an awesome backdrop to have.
Yeah, and he took a few on my phone for me because you know you want to see them, and even the ones he took on my phone were awesome. Yeah. So to see what he's going to do with the lighting and
he was a Disney photographer, right?
Yes, we went with the Disney Fine Arts photography package.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, they were really great.
And then we get to the big
day. Yeah, we we drove over to Epcot and met everybody else there.
A bunch of us jumped on a big bus.
Yeah, we had a big 50-seat bus that picked everybody up in various stages. What a cool... And that's the coolest thing we could have done. Like, again, another bonding experience for everybody, And so I bet you that 8 a.m. bus ride over to Epcot was a little quiet.
Yes, and seeing Epcot from behind was really, really weird. Kind of driving through and sort of seeing, like, the backs of some of these buildings, and they're just all unfinished. Like, it really is a backstage.
Yeah. No, and they keep it that way, right? So that people that do work there do still understand that they're in, they're part of the show.
I think that's part of it as well.
It is a backstage.
They also get a break.
Yes,
from
you escape it a little bit.
Yeah,
but just the way the to get all the way over to Canada, which is the last pavilion.
Yes,
coming from the one way, and the road only goes the one way. So we drove past the back of all 10 or whatever it was countries, right?
So you basically dragged everyone from Canada to Florida
so we could get married in Canada
in the Canadian pavilion,
because that's how Sarah and I do.
Well, I think then the weather, because it felt
we felt like
It felt like a fall Canadian day.
It was everything but the snow.
Yeah, exactly. It was everything but the snow. So I think it's kind of like karma. It kind of was just that added layer.
What's the building called that we were married next to? It's the
Chateau Frontenac. Which is a beautiful hotel to begin with.
And a gorgeous waterfall.
You know what's funny? I've always avoided even looking at the Canada Pavilion. I'm like, oh, a hotel and a rock, big deal, But they have beautiful gardens there, which were wonderful. So we hadn't even seen those things when we chose it as our venue.
Oh, really?
And we'd looked at so many. They have 50 gorgeous venues.
Yeah.
Gazebos overlooking water and outside of some of their beautiful hotels and everything. And we were like, no, if we're going to get married at Disney, we're going to get married in Disney where it feels like you're in Disney. So in a park. And so, it was a really cool venue for that.
Cool. And then the actual wedding, which was awesome. It was so good.
It was quick.
And nice and it was snappy.
Yeah.
Thank
goodness with the weather.
But
that was always our intention too. We wanted that 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
More time for pictures.
But your words that you shared with each other were awesome.
We did kill those vows.
Yeah, the vows were
and it was funny. The night before, I'm going to Justin as we're in beds. I'm going, man. The one thing I have not done to get ready for this is memorize these vows. Yeah. So I'm like, do I write them down? Can I pull out my phone during the ceremony?
Right.
And I just didn't have time to do anything. And so thank goodness just in writing them over the course of months and editing and stuff.
You nailed it.
I did, like off my heart, that was, I did.
It was incredible that he actually retained it. Because there was a lot that he wrote.
Yeah,
there.
All the Simpsons references, which were awesome, and there's a little bit of a mini background story of the two.
Yeah, and I think our officiant, her name is Catherine T. Imundi. She's actually top-rated officiant in all of the Orlando area.
She was awesome,
starting to win awards in Florida.
Really?
She's just amazing, and so.
Loved her accent.
Yeah, great accent, and she just really tailored the vows to us specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst moment, the most sickening moment, the most like, this is who Sarah and I are.
Yeah.
She mentioned how we had met at this Tex-Mex restaurant in Toronto, and both of us, unrehearsed, just went, yeehaw, and it was just like, oh boy, yeah, she's the one.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But yeah, it was, the only issue I had was, because of the waterfall in the background, I could not hear the violin as people were walking down the aisle. And that was going to be my big... Like, Sarah and I had listened to the violin version of Tale as Old as Time.
Yeah.
And I would tear up every time just imagining it.
Yeah.
And so seeing her come down the aisle was beautiful and amazing and moved me. But not hearing the song was like, oh, but that was going to be the tearjerker.
Yeah,
you know what?
got you.
So I wish they had mic'd up the violinists because it was beautiful and we picked really nice songs for everybody. I got to, I was walking down to Go the Distance and I couldn't hear it,
Well, I couldn't hear your vows as clearly, and hers as well, just because I think of where we were standing. Obviously,
that was the one downfall.
So you guys say 9 out of 10.
Sure.
No, but I was able to get the, I there were parts that I missed in the vows, but
now you were in the audience, you could hear
it all.
Yeah, so that's, and
beautiful.
I think that had to do a lot with it because I think the speakers were pointed and adjusted in a certain way. Because did you hear the violins when they were coming down?
And I was pretty up close to the front, so
it was really just that extra few feet closer to the waterfall there.
They didn't need to sound it for us. They needed to.
It was for the audience.
Because Angie said she heard it fine, and I was like, really? Because I had a tough time hearing it.
Which is nice. I really, like for our parents to hear our vows and for our family and friends and
But I could see how if you're standing there and you're watching her come down and you don't have the music, it wouldn't have had that sort of like emotional impact.
Yeah, it was still perfect in every way, but it was just missing.
I think that's what now that you mention it, I think that's what did it for me was seeing her. I was seeing Angie walk down the aisle, and then that song that she picked, and it was just like that was the emotional sort of thing. So I could see how that.
One of my favorite.
I thought you were
going to
cry. I thought you were going to cry.
So did I, but I couldn't hear it.
I did. I cried twice.
That doesn't say much though. You cry at everything.
I cried at everything.
You're crying right now.
As beautiful as it was, we like to have fun, right? We're not stuffy and overly emotional. No. But so I just loved how. We had my brother Sandy and her brother Andy, who was a bros maid.
Yeah.
They walked down the aisle together. We didn't know how they were going to feel about it. We were doing it for fun.
Yeah.
And they played with it so much that Andy leans over and gives Sandy a kiss on the cheek. And it was like, yes, like that's a memory.
Everyone sort of chuckled a little bit.
There's a great line from The Office, and they tell each other, take, memories, take little digital memories of all the special. And that was just a really cool little moment. It was like, way to go, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then we blew a bunch of bubbles and got some lovely photos and did a giant group photo, which was awesome. Yep. Thankfully, everyone looked. And also, I think one of my favorite things, though, is like Justin also being a photography director as well as we're getting the photos.
Oh, that
done.
was for the Epcot one.
Yeah.
The Epcot one, I was directing people.
Yeah.
I'm like, go over here, stand over here.
You're like, if you can't see the camera can't see you.
Exactly.
Do you want to take the camera out of that guy's hand and take photos of it?
Well, I was helping him out because I think he said, oh no, he appreciated it because he doesn't want to say, bald guy wearing glasses or Hawaiian shirt old man, right?
That's fair.
So how amazing was it that you had met everybody? So you were literally able to go, Steve, move over here. Mike, move over here.
He was like, the older bald guy with the Hawaiian shirt. Steven Shelton, move over.
That's awesome. And then,
Then we all hopped on the bus together. Jumped on the bus and went over to the reception, which we did at the amazing California Grill atop the Contemporary Resort.
For those who don't know, the California Grill is really difficult normally to get reservations for.
When we came down in September for our wedding planning session, we had already booked a reservation 180 days out.
Jeez.
Just to,
Jesus.
Yeah, it's tough. So like when I heard that the reception was taking place there, I was like, I just did a huge fist pump in the air. I was so happy, and rightly so. The ambience and like you're looking over the Magic Kingdom, super high up. It was really cool to see everything. Really, really gorgeous. All open windows, all natural light, and the food. Oh my gosh, the food.
You guys did an amazing job picking that food.
So good.
Yeah, that was, we didn't get to do a traditional tasting because they just don't, we're not just going to give you some free California Grill food to see if you like it.
Yeah.
It was all faith, but that's why it was nice to try it and go, well, if it's anything like what we had at this dinner, the reception food will be amazing.
Barring my full review, I'll just say two things. Chipotle mashed potatoes and the steak. unbelievable. Like I wanted to just live in it. And the and the churro cheesecake.
Yeah,
churro cheesecake was delicious. Churro cheesecake,
so good.
and I liked the shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits.
Yeah, so
we had chicken. We had
the
a mushroom
risotto?
risotto.
The mushroom
the
risotto.
food the food was to die for.
Yeah, bravo.
And
then more wobbly pops as the.
Sure. We weren't sure how a lunchtime wedding reception would go. Was it going to be very quiet and boring?
Yeah.
And so we wanted to keep things moving, so we made sure everybody knew to do short speeches. We had some great speeches from everybody. And then our MC, Nate himself, did such an awesome job. Didn't know what to expect. Didn't ask anything of you other than this is what the order of things is.
Yeah.
And you took it so seriously, and you did a wonderful 5-minute set before everything. It was awesome, man. You had everybody laughing.
Thanks, man.
It was awesome. We couldn't have picked a better guy.
I especially like the part when he stood up there. You're like, okay, so I've been instructed to stand here while the photographer gets photos of me, and you're just posing there with the microphone, and you're like, how about I give you one of these, and you're
Those
pointing
photos
out in the
look
air.
Awesome. I can't wait to see more of those.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
Those should be posted.
Yeah.
I would say, as far as the reception goes, maybe just really quickly, maybe just one or two favorite moments. I'll say for me, getting to be the MC, obviously, and getting to have that moment to talk and to sort of shout out people and getting to know people. And I don't know. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of that in that way. And it was so cool.
I'll stick to one. And again, we chose the venue because we did a Disney wedding. And what is, they have beautiful reception halls everywhere throughout the park. There are dozens of them. Nothing is going to give you a more Disney feel than a panoramic view of the Magic Kingdom.
Real.
And then the only other thing that would make it an official Disney wedding, and this was like a must on my list. I was like, I don't care if we cut the DJ. We are making this happen, was to have Mickey be a special guest at the wedding. And so I knew Mickey was coming.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, they're introduced as Mickey and friends, and here comes Minnie, and here comes Goofy, and it was like, get the heck out of here.
Unreal.
So that was quite the elaborate surprise by my mom.
I kept getting Goofy mistaked with Justin. I was like, Justin. Oh, no, sorry, Goofy.
How could you? We were wearing two different color suits.
You guys looked identical. But no, that was such a cool moment, and I think everyone was sort of freaking out.
Oh yeah, we kept that.
In.
5 people knew.
Yeah.
I had spoiled it for Justin and Angie, which I regret because I know they would have really appreciated being the Disney diehards.
Well,
that they
I was
are.
surprised when I saw Minnie and Goofy.
Yeah,
I only knew about Mickey.
Yeah, so you were in on that surprise too. So that was. But we had 4 little ones, and they were like, "Who the heck are these guys? Where's he?" Well, they were excited but nervous, and it was the adults who were acting like kids. Like, let's get pictures.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're usually only there for about half an hour, but they took their time with us. They made sure everybody got to go up and get pictures with them and dance with them for like 2 or 3 songs. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it's a really
so good.
Like, it's a pretty unique thing that you're only going to get.
Good dancers.
Oh yeah.
Like Goofy was really good.
He's tall.
He was up there with your brother for probably top dancer of the evening with Dance Monkey.
Sando killed it.
Yes, check out Dance Monkey on YouTube. You can see him dance.
My favorite moment. I think my favorite moment would be probably Kevin's speech at the end, closing it out with
so good.
Sarah. I thought it was like a really good send off. He wrapped up how Disney was, for him, a family experience, and that everyone at the wedding is, part of the family, and that really, that helped cap the whole day, and then just take everyone into enjoying the rest of the day.
Because that was the theme. We're all family, and everybody there was our family. And I've always done Disney with family, and so to do it with a family of 50, it was
And I think that,
and the trip embodied that and everything. So that was the theme sort of.
And I think
week.
Exactly that to that point, for me at least, that's kind of more the whole trip. Was that it was with family.
Oh, it's just been so fun seeing everybody friend each other on Facebook and like each other's pictures and tag each other and stuff. Yeah, it's been amazing.
There was a nice rooted connection between everyone, so it was cool.
But so that wrapped up around 3:30. Everyone went off for a little break on their own. Some went back to the hotel to nap. Some went to, I don't know what everybody did.
I
was
ate pizza and danced around in my underwear. I remember that.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. Justin had a few wobblies.
I think I went to bed.
Most people did,
Yeah.
and it was probably a good thing because then we gathered everybody up again on the magic bus.
Yes.
And went back to Epcot and to our private terrace, the Fleur de Paris, just outside the Paris Pavilion, and watched the fireworks show, or at least. Everybody but Sarah and I watched the fireworks show.
They unfortunately
we were getting
had
pictures,
to stare at
so we
each
were
other's
staring at each other for 15 minutes.
Right, that's right. Yes.
And I was like, isn't that better than any fireworks that you could ever see?
Not after you've been doing it for 6 hours that day already. I just wanted to watch some things blow up in the sky.
Well, I can tell you the fireworks show was fantastic.
People say
so
it's,
good.
and I probably won't ever get to see it because it's gone in the next 8 or 9 months with the big full-time news show. But I hear it was an amazing
They had
show.
guys on like jet skis.
Yeah, and it was
I
interesting.
heard them.
It was interesting how they also did like more of a like 360 explosion to it, right? Like it wasn't just like different areas. It was like things blew up in
Right,
and
because
around.
it's a big circle, right?
Yeah.
Epcot again.
Well, it's funny when we were there for Drinking Around the World on the Sunday night. I was stressing to everybody: leave, don't watch the fireworks. We'll watch them on Tuesday. Sarah and I should have watched the fireworks.
Yeah.
You should have.
Everybody else should have turned away,
Yeah.
gone on a ride, whatever. We should have watched them.
You
I
should have
didn't
stayed.
even think.
Yeah.
I don't care. Those pictures, I've seen them like one or two on. Dawn was the other photographer we had that day. She showed me a couple really quickly on her camera screen, and
they
I
look
was like,
unreal.
"Whoo!"
Awesome.
So
Very cool.
It'll be worth it,
Yes.
I can watch a YouTube video of the show.
There you go.
But that night was even colder than the
No,
day.
my God, it was so cold.
Four or five people were smart enough to pack their winter jackets, so they're wearing those. We
I had
let
that
everybody
jacket on.
change out of their wedding stuff, get comfy, get warm. It's going to be cold. Poor Sarah back in her wedding dress. She wore her jeans under the dress for the night. But even the food there was amazing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The cheeseburger spring rolls.
Holy moly.
Oh, the bacon wrapped scallops.
Oh, so good. It was like maple bacon
And the
too. So
donut,
Canadian.
the glazed donut with the ice cream at the end.
Yeah.
With whiskey cherries. Like that's the thing about Disney and Disney food is it's not you don't just get a donut with cherries. It's like a homemade glazed, freshly baked donut with a whiskey cherry. Like,
well, I think that's the thing
So
that
good.
kind of, speaking about the food experience, it is very resort and it's very like upper level kind of experience of food. And I think a lot of people, when they think of Disney, they think everything is just kind of
Chicken fingers
And French
fries.
French fries.
And just very
it
basic.
can be.
Yeah.
And it can be.
And it can be.
Yep.
Your $1, $2 dollar sign options are there, and even they're good. They're fine.
they're still up there.
But
yeah.
if you fork over a little bit of extra cash, you're going to get world class dining. It
yeah,
really is.
it's actually pretty impressive.
And that was one of our
portions,
thoughts
man.
again into this Disney wedding was like the food is going to be amazing and
Yes.
everything like that. So
I gotta say though, their portions on their food are sometimes whack, like crazy, like a lot. Like
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
I
just
had 50 scallops that night. Well, because I didn't get to eat.
that wasn't
No,
a
for
portion.
sure.
That was your own portion controlling because it was a buffet.
They should have cut me off.
well, I remember as we're all leaving the little terrace that we had where we were watching, I could see Kevin down there, and he's just going, and it was just like it's like Homer at the seafood thing because he's like, I paid for these scallops, I'm eating these scallops. I thought it was.
I might have
great.
swallowed a toothpick or two. Who knows?
The
But
bacon
that was a good
really
night.
sharp.
That was a good night.
Yeah.
Even with the cold weather, everyone was close. Everyone's talking after,
Kinda all
especially
huddled
having
together.
Yeah, especially going through the whole wedding process together, and it was just nice to.
Well, and who has
continue the
fireworks
evening.
at the end of their wedding?
Yeah,
Like, that's
exactly.
pretty cool.
That's super good. And then
Everyone went home.
went home.
Yeah, on Wednesday, the day after the wedding,
Mm-hmm.
I just did Animal Kingdom, and then
I think we both
were you at Animal
both did
Kingdom?
Animal
yeah,
Kingdom
yeah.
that day.
And we hit.
we did Flight of Passage together.
Oh my
which Flight of Passage?
I think it's one of the best rides.
It's
I do think it's
so
one of the
good.
best. Yeah, it's just such an experience every time. Like even I've been on it 6 times.
Yeah.
And I think this was 7th, and I can't believe that like.
Kevin's a little upset. His thighs don't fit.
If anybody else has size 15 feet or bigger and can't get on, let me know if that's really what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost 80 pounds before
think
this
you could
wedding.
get on
I
it.
don't. I maybe.
I think you
No,
can
but
get on it now.
I do think actually
'Cause they
Darcy's
changed
right.
it.
No, but I do think Darcy's right. I think. Well, yeah, there was that woman that was in the ride that was saying like she felt like it wasn't as like constricted.
Yeah.
But I still felt this. I still felt the same sort of restriction.
I'll try it again if I don't have to wait 4 hours and risk it. You know what I mean? If I can get a fast pass, I will go and try it again.
Yes.
But until then,
but I do think it's the feet.
I'm just going to assume that I can't get on it.
I totally do think, because even myself, like when I hit the thing, it's like it's really tight up there.
Yeah, because that's what they couldn't close the calf thing.
Yeah,
on it.
exactly.
But no, it's an incredible ride. Okay, I
For
know
those who
it's
don't
amazing.
know, Flight of Passage is Avatar, which is now owned by Disney.
Yes.
It wasn't originally when it came out, but Flight of Passage, you are on this thing called a Banshee. It's kind of like a giant dragon.
Okay, everybody's seen Avatar.
Has everyone? Okay. So you're on the Banshee and you're flying through Pandora, and it's incredible because just the way they do it, it's based off of that one ride, Soarin'.
Yeah, it's essentially a Soarin'. It's a multi-Soarin' experience, right? Because Soarin's only 3 rows. This is 4 rows of 4, so it's 16 people at once can experience it, and it pivots forward, it goes back. You're basically sitting on a bike just
with a giant screen in front of you wrapped into that screen,
and it's like a half dome screen,
and it's like wind in your face,
and
water
splashes and smells. When you get into the forest, you smell the grass and the trees, and you feel the Banshee breathing in between your legs.
No,
like, it's awesome.
that's cool.
Yeah,
super cool.
When it's breathing and it hits your thighs, you're like, this is weird.
Yeah,
but then
I found it very comforting. So
it was like when we were spooning.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Animal Kingdom, awesome park. I think it's more of a see than a do park.
Yes.
There's, I think the two, like obviously that one.
We did Bugs Life.
Bugs Life, yes.
Bugs Life is my favorite show.
It's like a must.
Yeah.
And then you've got the that one, the Yeti.
Everest is amazing. Everest is a great coaster. I think it's the best coaster in the world, like in all the parks. It's probably my favorite of the coasters.
Interesting.
And you have to walk around Pandora at night, just because everything glows.
Yes.
It's super
I still
cool.
haven't seen it at night.
I honestly think
super cool.
We didn't get to Animal Kingdom this trip. I had done it in my last time there, so yeah.
So you got it out of your system.
Yeah. Well, we were too busy.
So wait, the photos then in Animal Kingdom.
Oh, well, we did a photo
did that.
shoot. We did that on the Thursday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's the next day after,
Yeah.
What did we do Wednesday night, though? Wednesday night, we all went back to...
Well, did you come to Disney Springs for the scavenger hunt?
So
you guys did that.
Yeah. So we did the scavenger hunt.
We sort of let everybody go off on their own and didn't really have anything planned. We figured the day after the wedding, it was a long day, people would be tired. And shortly before the wedding, we came up with the idea, Disney Springs is probably our favorite place
Amen.
in Disney World. My parents have their Disney Vacation Club at the Saratoga Springs, which is right next door, a quick 5-minute walk over.
Yep.
And we know that place like the back of our hand. And so we did a scavenger hunt. Had about 12 to 15 people come out. So we teamed them up and each got a Hudson as their kind of tour guide to help them. And it was who can get to their 15 pictures in front of all the landmarks and stuff the fastest.
Yes.
So then Thursday, you woke up early.
Yes. So we had another 6 a.m. photo shoot.
Yes.
So I'm at probably about 6 hours sleep over the last 3 nights combined at this point. I think, again, I was telling Justin, I got less than 15 hours sleep over a 6-night stretch.
Yeah.
From the start of the wedding to the end of the week. It was just, but yeah, so Thursday we did an Animal Kingdom photo shoot. So poor Sarah's getting back into her dress. It's filthy at this point from walking around for 15 hours. And it, like, we had the steamer come and try her best. They were using vodka to get a wine stain that somebody had put in it on the Tuesday night at the fireworks show, like all over the front. They did a wonderful job getting that out. And we originally were going to do Hollywood Studios for our shoot. It's my favorite park. But when I found out I couldn't do Star Wars stuff, because you can't do Star Wars in wedding stuff, I was like, it'll be even better, Animal Kingdom. Because as you said, it's a looking park. It's the most aesthetically beautiful park.
Yeah.
Agreed, yeah.
And so to get pictures in Africa and Asia and then in front of the Tree of Life, and the 5 or 6 we've seen are like, wow.
The one photo in front of Everest is epic. It's like, to your point, the backdrop of Animal Kingdom lends itself to be so aesthetically pleasing as like you traveled the world.
It looked like we did a photo shoot around the world.
And like even some of the stuff in like I've seen some preview stuff where it's like, in the streets of like, Africa or maybe the India, like the East Asian pavilion area. But anyways, that sort of the textures and stuff like that looks so nice.
And we were apprehensive because our original photographer from the Tuesday, Allie, wasn't given to us on the Thursday. They're so busy and book all these things. And so we were with a gentleman named Jacob. And felt like we had been with them all day on Tuesday. Within 5 minutes of the car ride over, we were laughing together, having fun. Like, these guys are pros at what they do, make you feel comfortable. And Sarah's very photogenic and likes to do it. And like, I'll do whatever, you know? Yeah. And so he was like having so much fun with us, posing and walking and laughing. And I had a go-to line every time. It was like, make Sarah smile. Yeah. How was your poop this morning? That was my go-to line, and that worked 30 times.
There you go.
Every time. But so that was really fun.
Nice.
And then we rushed back to the hotel, got out of our wedding stuff, got into our comfy little bride and groom t-shirt outfit, and met everybody over at Hollywood Studios.
Yes, for our epic photo on Hollywood.
Tower of Terror.
Yeah. So that was another dream of mine. So we filled the cart. We filled a cart on Frozen. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. Yeah. Then we filled an elevator on the Tower of Terror. That was so cool.
And getting onto that ride was interesting because
we went behind the scenes.
We snuck on there in a very interesting way.
Yeah, it's like they weren't aware that we were coming. Based on what was...
But they didn't know we were coming.
No.
Because it wasn't planned. I was just willing... It's usually a 30, 40-minute wait. I figured it would be fun to wait in line. You got 20 people with you.
So we got
be
lucky
fine.
then. So
and then they just escorted Johnny in his scooter to the exit and let us all in. And then the poor chap who was on his first day who did this got in a lot of trouble. We were like, don't.
Because I remember that, when we got up there, someone was like, Who said this was okay? And then we had to some guy down there told us we could all do this, and he was like, well, this.
Yeah, they asked for downstairs. A name, and you knew he was in trouble.
Yeah,
he was.
She said he's not in trouble. I just want to tell him not to do it again.
As she's prepping the noose.
He's under the elevator.
You are fired.
But yeah, we skipped a 55-minute line. Yeah. Got on in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We definitely did go behind the scenes. We saw like the. I think we went through the exit. To get.
So we skipped the experience, and I think it's one of the best lines they have. Is Tower of Terror. You go through the gardens of the hotel, and they're all run down, but still really cool. The lobby with all the cobwebs and all the amazing details in that lobby. Then you go into the library and you see the show that explains the ride, and then you're walking through all the boiler rooms and stuff leading up to the elevator. Like, it's always, since I was a kid, been like my favorite line experience. I've never minded waiting in that one because there's so much to see. Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, I appreciate the fact that we got on pretty quick, because then we were able to move on to other things.
Yes, because then we were all over the place. We had about 20 of us, and we were going our separate ways and meeting back up, and it was so cool walking around a theme park and being like, oh, hey, Eric and Leanne, how are you?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Justin and Angie, how are you?
No, everyone went off and did their own thing, but that Tower of Terror ride, I was terrified.
I got him on it finally. I've been convincing him to go on it for 3 years.
You've never done it before.
He wouldn't.
The thing to know about me is that I don't really do like the plummety drop roller coaster, upside down, topsy turvy kind of rides. Just because I was saying this on the trip, I did Drop Zone when I was in high school, and that destroyed me. That was my feet dangling and being so high up. It's like
your
the
feet
worst.
Aren't dangling.
But with Tower of Terror,
it's an attraction, not a thrill ride, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. With this one, I was able to say, okay, well, my feet aren't dangling, right? We're in a cart, right? And the thing opens and you see a window and you look out and it's fine, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was still terrifying. Like that sensation of going up and down.
And being held by only the
seatbelt. Like you forget how much air you get every time.
You have the handles. And I was
but that's not fun.
No, I kept my hands up.
No, the thing that was, because you can really strain, because I strained my whole right arm.
His arm was shaking after the ride just from holding on so tight.
I was trying to keep myself down, and I guess to your point, you're right, because if you just let yourself kind of like ease into it, you're just kind of going with gravity.
As long as that seatbelt doesn't break.
Oh God,
it's true, because you'd be on that
makes
ceiling.
Makes me wonder though, because obviously in Disneyland, which you'll be going to later this year, but the Guardians version,
I think it's going to be exactly the same. They
said it's the exact same. But what's nice is like at least like there'll be something
happening
that's engaging
each time you're
know
up
what I mean?
Down.
Rather than, because like that sensation of not seeing and just being.
So they don't have like an open window anymore. No. It's like video, like it's you'll see the Guardians on the different levels. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah, so it
was a fantastic group photo that we all got.
Yeah, it was cool. My eyes are closed tight.
So funny. Yeah. You can see everybody except for my one cousin in the back row, Matt. Darcy put his hands up and blocked his face. I should have said no hands up unless you were in the back row.
Yeah.
So poor Matt, I might Photoshop his face
on top
there.
of Darcy's hand. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was really cool. That was a dream come true. And again, the rest of the day was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, Hollywood Studios, like Toy Story Mania is great. Star Tours we did.
Yep.
You did Star Tours.
They did the new...
Got the new one? Yes.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. They
Star
must be
Tours.
playing that on every one right now.
Well, yeah, they are. They are. So
Good. It
I
makes
found
sense.
out because I wanted to find... I asked them when I went with Darce and we went in line. I said, like, can we get the new one? They're like, oh, it's playing on all of them.
Nice.
I think the only variable that changes is the intro.
Yes.
Who you get at the front.
Yeah.
So it might be Kylo. It's like different versions of Kylo Ren or different backdrops. So that's cool. But Star Tours. We did the Muppets 3D. Which is a classic.
Yeah.
I love it.
I still didn't get on my Indiana Jones stunt spectacular.
You didn't get on it?
No, because it was raining.
Oh, right.
And so it was full.
Yeah.
I was planning to
full.
walk up 5 minutes before, grab a seat, and be fine. And it was full because it was raining, so everybody was seeking shelter.
First time I've ever done a park though with it seriously raining. Like I guess it wasn't serious, but like just like
Oh, well, aren't you lucky?
yeah. Well, I guess so.
And then...
Well, Thursday night, really quickly, leaving the
Oh,
park,
right, yes.
A small group of us were like, why don't we test out the new Skyliner system? Hadn't done it yet.
yeah.
So we did the
You were there for that, right?
gondola.
Yeah.
Inside joke.
So that was very fun. That was a really neat little thing to do with everybody and sort of...
Man, that thing was like sometimes swaying and just made me a little
Yeah,
uneasy.
it's a little
If
scary.
you go on the gondola and you're sitting on the right side of it, you will see the other car in front of you as you're coming down to park, and you 100% you think you're going to crash.
Yeah.
It comes down, just flies
It
down.
speeds up at the end and then brakes hard. It's almost like, you want a little thrill? Okay.
Yeah, it's like, is this another ride?
Yeah.
But that's a cool way to get around the park. Beats
great.
a bus, man. That
Yeah.
beats a bus if you ask me.
We
I
went-
can't wait for it to be everywhere.
It'll be everywhere
Yeah.
eventually,
And
I
it'll
mean,
be-
I think I've got... The first time I saw it, I went, man, that's an eyesore. Man, that's an eyesore everywhere.
Yeah.
But now it's almost... I think it'll slowly ingrain its way into being an aesthetic part of the park. You
And
know?
on
And
one of
the
the-
carts are nice and neat and
Yeah.
fun looking. And
On one of the other nights, leaving Hollywood Studios, I think, I'm not sure. I was with my mom and your mom and Darcy and me, and we were in the gondola, and we were coming over just as the fireworks were going on at Hollywood or at Magic Kingdom. So it was super cool to see the fireworks from like the gondola. You know what I mean? Like it was perfect timing.
yeah.
Yeah, no, where did we end up though? Well, the Riviera, right?
Yeah, we went to the main terminal and then we're like, well, why don't we just go check out the new hotel? And wow, is that thing spectacular!
It's massive. I really want to see some of the rooms, and
Yeah.
it looks very expensive though.
It's the most expensive on the resort.
Yeah.
Great little quick eat meal there that night. It was very
fantastic.
good. Yeah.
For what it was?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And
Like,
then,
for what it was.
and then I went outside and looked on the water, and you look over this lake to Caribbean Beach Resort, and the lights all over there, and it looks like a tropical island. Like it's beautiful.
They do
Like,
such a good job.
They're amazing. They're so good.
yeah, it was a good.
That was a later night than I expected it to be, given what we were about to do the next morning.
Oh yeah, like that was.
Well, and you had done it already that morning, so
Saturday,
Yes.
which was pretty much our last day together.
it
at
kind
the
of was.
parks.
And so it was a nice. We were down to 12 of us, maybe 15 of us, like
Yeah.
still the biggest group I would have ever been to at a park and everything like that. On the Saturday, as sort of our closing, we a group of 12 of us went and did the Keys to the Kingdom behind the scenes tour of the Magic Kingdom, and
That's something your mom wanted to do.
forever. And I said, and I just about 6 months ago was like,
Because
if we're all going to be here and we're all going to do it, why not do it as a group?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the time to do it.
Because we had been talking. Like I remember when you were over at my place, we were shooting something, and then Angie had said, "Oh, we should look into that." And then you were like, "Hey, this is actually
This is the time.
This
That's
is
right,
the time."
yeah.
And then you told your mom, and man,
That was
she
planned.
like-
That was booked the next day.
She's like, "We're doing it this day." I'm like, "Okay, we're doing it that day." It was quite the experience.
Yeah.
It's amazing to get a little peek behind the curtain of what that looks like, of like what goes into making that.
I remember one of my friends, Chuck, said, "Oh, I wouldn't want to do that. I don't want the illusion spoiled."
Yeah.
After 30 years, I'm ready to know some of the tinkerings and how it works because it's so fascinating. And we did the tour, done by 4, walked around the park the rest of the day. I was still back in Disney. I wasn't the magic wasn't spoiled.
Yes, exactly.
I almost appreciated certain things more.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Doing the tour early and then getting to enjoy the rest of the park after was so cool because you really were able to take in some of the details from the tour, which just some that really one that really stood out to me was the way that that Main Street is actually set up. So it's it's wide and then narrows down when you get to the main hub where the castle is.
Right.
So at the entrance of Main Street, it feels like you're going on a grand adventure as you look towards the castle. And then this is how crazy intentional Disney is. At the end of your night, you're super tired, you're exhausted. And so looking at the, seeing how it widens out towards the entrance as you're leaving the park makes it feel like it's not as long of a walk. Like, it's just, it's so incredible.
And they're constantly thinking, and I love how on the way in, all of the coffees and treats and ice creams and foods that you're going to want to get for your day are on the right hand side.
Yes,
and then as you're
right-handed,
and so they kept saying how you would lean towards the right. And then as you're leaving back down Main Street, all of the shops and gift shops and souvenirs are on your right hand side,
and coats and jackets and
I liked
jerseys.
I liked learning little details about like just the architectural side, like how you were pointing out, like the design of making the castle just so grand. But also in the construction of the castle, the forced perspective of
a lot
how
of people don't know about that.
It gets smaller, and I think it was in I think they talked about it in the Imagineering story. In terms of just to create the scope and the epic nature. But the way the guide, who was absolutely fantastic, talked about
Shout
it.
Out to Alex.
Yeah,
amazing.
Alex, he was fantastic. It's the passion, it's the love, and just the general. I have this knowledge and interest, and I want to share it with you. So he really helped heighten it and really pointed out like details that you just overlook. Like
100%.
You know what I mean? Like they're just overlooked because they're just part of
you're
it.
supposed to. You're not supposed to notice them, but they do change your experience without you noticing. So like one of my favorite details in that, because again, we don't want to give away the workings of certain things, you know. But when we started on our adventure and we went to the left after you get to the central hub there, and we're standing in between Main Street, Adventureland, and is it Liberty Square? And not only are all the light posts at this fork in the road different, all the shrubbery is different to suggest where you're going. And it's designed in such a way that the sounds, if you took a few steps to the left, you start hearing Adventureland. If you took a few steps forward, you hear the pipes piping for Liberty. A few steps back this way, and even just the one building, is that the palace there, or is it? Or the one on the right side is
gardens,
something gardens,
Palace Gardens,
the Palace Gardens, and it's a symmetrical building, but one side represents Main Street, and the right side represents more of an Adventureland thatched roof. So
the thought process that goes into the immersion is just it's so impeccable, and I think that's why we did that tour. Is we are fans of that level of immersion. That we know that it's part of the process and going to Disney. But to see the inner workings of it, like it was such a great experience. And if anyone is a fan and appreciates those sort of aspects, this is 100% a tour, and we're already looking at other tours.
I want to do the Animal Kingdom one. I would love to do one at all four parks. I think
the Animal Kingdom, when you
that's
do
an adventure. You do a rope walk over the alligators.
Ooh.
Oh yes,
I'm
please.
down. But I think just as you mentioned, the details and the level of depth that they go to,
the Imagineers are incredible. I mean,
cool.
I bet you could take 4 different tours with 4 different guides and learn different. I mean, I'm sure there'd be reoccurring pieces of information, but every tour guide would have his own or her own favorite details that they would point out. So I would almost do that again with a different tour guide years down the road, just to get a different perspective, because maybe somebody's favorite land is Tomorrowland, and maybe you would go there and learn a few things about it or something like that, But I think they study for years before they actually get to. I bet you while he was working on attractions as his previous jobs, he was studying and doing things to have to be able to pass a test. I would love that. Would be my dream job, I think. Well, at a park.
And then so that day was a phenomenal Magic Kingdom day, and then we ended that night, I think, together. Well, most of us were together for the fireworks.
Yeah, me
and Angie jumped away.
Yeah, we jaunted off to the Polynesian for dinner reservations.
Delicious.
It was Chinese New Year, so we wanted to do a nice celebration. So we had booked the reservations in advance. So I was like, yeah, we should go to that. And we actually watched the fireworks from the beach.
Because I had told you, because I did New Year's fireworks there a couple years ago, and they pipe in the music, and it's a wicked perspective to see them from. Like I would highly recommend, if anybody has seen the Magic Kingdom show in the park, try it one time out of the park.
Oh, it was
far
actually
less busy.
Yeah.
Get out of the park an hour or so before the show. You beat the crowds, and you watch them from a different perspective. It's really, really cool.
I was actually blown away. I was sharing this with Kevin, that from the vantage point that we were watching it, I saw like more of the shapes and what they were meant to be. Like
Okay.
for Toy Story, there's a ball with the
Right.
star
Okay.
that bursts at the same time. Like I didn't see that, and I've seen that show so many times in the park.
Yeah.
So the angle in which being further away, I was able to capture a little bit more of those details. But I was like, my thing is, I always sing along with those songs. And, like,
You couldn't do that in the restaurant?
We weren't in the restaurant. We were on the beach. We were
okay.
outside. So
Oh,
I was standing outside. It was cold too, but we're standing outside. And I'm singing along to all the songs. This guy just looks over at Angie and goes, "Wow, he really likes this show." I'm like, she's like, "Yeah."
That's
our
such
favorite.
that's such an understatement that it was cold. Again, another cold Florida night. Nate and Sarah and I and Darcy, we all went and bought ourselves sweaters to watch the show.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're going to return them. And we didn't return any of them.
I like the one that you got, the red
nice,
track
right?
jacket.
That's a cool. I know.
I was like
felt
trying
like
to
it looked
find
like
it.
you
I
guys
couldn't
could
find
wear
it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure when I'm ever going to be able to wear the one I bought. So I'll wear it to the parks or a fun day or whatever. But it's
Wear
not
around
like
the house.
I don't know if I want to walk around.
Kevin got like a full like Mickey Mouse hoodie with ears and everything. So
and then
yeah.
Sarah got the matching Minnie
Minnie
one.
Mouse. They're
So it
so
was
cute.
fun. It was fun to meet up because we went to Disney Springs after that.
Yep.
And we had to say a few goodbyes. So Sarah's father was leaving, and we walk in, and we're in our matching. And he's like, "You two are just the biggest dorks."
Yeah.
But walking him back to the lift pickup zone, and he'd been there for he stayed much longer than we expected. He stayed for a whole week, and big smile on his face. And he's an old curmudgeon. Literally, Mr. Stewart, sir.
Yeah.
And he was smiling and just saying what a wonderful time he had over the week and how much he enjoyed himself. And it was like, man, this place is just like
It can do that.
It can crack anybody.
Absolutely. And I think to your point, it did. Like a lot of people that might have had doubts, Disney and this and that. And I honestly tell people that when I tell them I'm going to Disney, they kind of have like a "you're going to Disney" kind of like look or thing.
Or you're going again.
Yes.
Darn
And
right.
it's like, you know what? Honestly, you go once, you'll experience it. You do it. It's something. It'll stick with you. You'll want to go back. It's something.
And the biggest compliment I can get is, you got to do Disney with the Hudsons because we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think we planned a heck of a week. We showed everybody the whole darn thing from our perspective, our favorite things, and I think everybody had a good time. And I know,
I had a great
like
time.
Sarah and I, it just meant so much to us that everybody came and shared that with us. It was awesome.
It was
it's good,
phenomenal.
man.
All right, so that was our super long breakdown of our Disney trip. But I mean, how do you talk about Disney without getting in all those details, especially a wedding at Disney, right?
Oh yeah, and it was something that we got to experience together. So talking about our favorite moments and stuff like that. It's well deserved, especially coming back and in the grind of reality and not being immersed in the magical land of Disney.
Yes.
It's nice to relive those memories through this.
But guys, it's been an hour and we haven't talked about Star Wars.
I know.
I feel faint. Let's get into our topic of the show. All right, so let's talk about it. Our experience at Galaxy's Edge. Now, when we all went together as a group for the first time.
No, we didn't.
And this
And
is
it was
bogus
so great
because
to
Justin
be
and
together.
Justin and I on the Thursday, being at Hollywood Studios, had the willpower and the resolve to walk past those big booming gates calling us in. We'd waited our whole lives to go. We could
But
wait
here's the
one
thing,
more
too,
day.
It was like day 2 of him being there, and he went. And we gave him the pass. We gave him the pass to say that we knew he was going to go with his dad.
Who
But
had
then
to
he
leave
told
the day before we were all going to go.
which
so
was
that
fine. So we knew that was going to happen. The fact that he even just said he had a solo day and he went there by himself.
Well, didn't he just tell everybody that he went to Magic Kingdom on his own?
He did. And I know, that wasn't the only place you stopped off at.
So
there was a lot of angry people. I
I thought
Us geeks felt betrayed.
I thought that I'd ruined the whole trip. Like I felt like I was done. You guys were gonna get me out of the family. And then as I thought about it a little bit more, I was like, you know what? The fact that they're so upset as if I'm one of their own brothers that betrayed them.
Exactly.
It's actually a really nice thing.
Exactly. That's why we were so disappointed. Kevin had the opportunity.
I could have gone in September, my friend, and I held off.
He knew what it meant. I looked at him after when he said, "Oh yeah, I'm going in September. I might go to Star Wars." I was like,
"Oh yeah, I got some slack for that one." And
Darcy was really
Darcy knew, my buddy Chuck and Mike who were coming in for the wedding knew, so I didn't do it. Darn it.
Well, listen,
but that it didn't take away from the experience and
of going together.
No, and just going in general.
Well,
Well, you know, before we even get there,
Yes.
let's talk about the experience that is getting your boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance.
As I was calling
Okay, let's start there. Yeah.
Rise for the Resistance, because you have to rise early to ensure that you are on that bloody boarding pass.
So because I had gone the day before with my dad, I kind of had a little bit of insight into how it worked.
Well, and you and I had been studying the Facebook groups and getting the advice, and so but you got to go test out how that advice worked, know that it worked. So we were ready to go.
Well, because Thursday, the day before, it was so funny. We spent like an hour adding each other.
It's not clear, Disney.
It's
not clear
that
how
was
to get people
confusing.
into your group on the app.
You have to do groups of 4 on the actual Disney app. You have to link email accounts, make sure they're on your phone, ready to go on the app. It took us a good hour and a half, so I'm glad we did it then and not the next morning. We did it the night before wisely.
Yes, and thank God we did, because it was like as soon as that happened, it was like boom, we were in. But it just didn't make any sense because, if you were to add me, Nate, to your boarding pass and you get through and you're the one that gets in, you should be able to see an option to add the emails that people have their Disney account associated with.
You'd think that'd be how it
That would
works.
be easy. Yeah. That would be the easiest way. I don't understand why
confusing.
it wasn't.
We had left the park on Thursday night, and I was still figuring it out with the people in my boarding group at like 11:30 that night. We were like, I think we're all in. I guess
because it's hard. Like I was thinking, why doesn't Disney have like their own Facebook? You know what I mean? Like have it be that easy to...
Yeah, but
again, had friends' accounts.
Right? Think of it like this. If we all use Apple products, so an Apple ID, if you have a family member and you add their Apple ID and they're part of your family.
Then my wife wouldn't be in the group.
But do you know what I mean? Like the idea that it's as simple as taking the email that's attached to the primary account and then connecting the dots and then everyone's there. And because of whatever happened, I see your mom, I see Sherry Hudson, I see Nate, I see Darcy, I see everyone's like...
It's confusing. Of all the things Disney does well, technology is not one of them.
Which is just
user-friendly
so
technology, between the website, between those things, they're not good at it for some reason.
Yeah.
They make exceptional theme parks and hotels and everything and food and their internet and that kind of related product. It sucks.
So we get there. I got there at 5, I think. 5:30.
You got there at 5:30. I got there just after, like, almost close to 5:45.
Yep.
Chuck and the Brits actually, Chuck and Mike actually beat me and my crew, because I was there with Mom and Darcy and Kelly and Sandy and Sarah.
Yeah.
So I think we had 12 riders and 4 non-riders who were not there at 5:30, and they all were like, "Have fun."
Yeah, and that's fine.
I get it. If you don't mind or don't care,
it made it a lot easier because we were able to really just divide and conquer and split everyone up into groups.
The 4.
Did we get in there and we sit down and
7 a.m. strikes.
7 a.m. strikes. They make an announcement like, no, the boarding groups are not open. And so everyone, you literally just the whole park, just everyone looks down. It's kind of weird to look at.
Oh yeah.
And then I hear this woman behind me like, I think it was 6:59, I think. And then this woman's like, oh, they're open already. They're open already. And I was like, oh, geez. And then so I get in, and then so we got boarding group 60 that day.
I think.
Do you guys
and
remember
then
what you got?
We were 81.
We were the first of the 4. I was in your group.
Yeah, because you have to go onto the app and you have to tap, join boarding group, and then tap your party, and then tap confirm, and then you just cross your fingers and pray,
and then hope it buffers and it gets it.
Yes, and don't use Disney Wi-Fi.
No, LTE.
No, that is a roaming sort of thing. Yeah.
If you use Disney Wi-Fi, you're not getting on the ride.
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah, and make sure the app is not opened. Close it, quit out of it, and then open it fresh. The process, it was so funny when everyone's just like down looking at their phones, but then you start to hear, woo, oh my god, all across the park, right? And it was just like, it was like, okay, everyone's getting in, right? And like, especially our group, when we all,
I really wanted to see. I didn't think we were around anyone who didn't. I wanted to see someone who didn't. Like,
but I don't think anybody doesn't. No,
that's
really. If you do it right, and I think most people who are there, you get it.
A friend of mine from high school is actually there now, and when she went with her husband, they got there so the park opened apparently at 8, not at 7. So she got there just before 8, like just before 8. She said like 7:45 or something like that. She got there, she got scanned, she was boarding pass number 2. Wow.
It's all random. It's all random how quickly you tap the thing.
But all of us got it
Yes.
All of us got in.
Thank goodness,
which was
because that would have
incredible.
been like I would have been stealing yours.
Yes.
Sarah's friend Sam and Chris went on the debut. I would have been taking theirs.
So we all got boarding passes for Rise of the Resistance. Then we make our way towards the park, which or towards Galaxy's Edge, which the entrance for it is just to the right of Muppet Theater. If you know the layout there,
you kind of walk past Star Tours as well, so you get a little taste of Star Wars, and you're like, oh yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah. Before even going like into Batuu, right? Like the magical moment of like you're walking through and you hear the Hollywood Studios music, and then it's you got Muppets Theater on your left, and it's almost, as you go through the cavern, it's almost like a scene transition, because you literally hear the Hollywood music start to fade out, and then the Batuu music, the Galaxy's Edge music, start to fade in.
That's their sound. That's what they do, right? We were talking about we talked about it at Magic Kingdom on that tour, right?
Yeah,
it's that amazing.
It's the immersion.
It feels like magic.
Yeah, but it is the isolation, right? Like everything really isolated and pushed away and moved, because
If you're on Batuu, you're on Batuu.
Right,
you don't
exactly.
see anything
and
else.
you don't hear anything else.
Right.
It's not just about seeing. Like obviously they've done a great job with hiding what you can't see from outside, but the sound is that's the real kicker.
Oh,
like
can we
the music?
Can we talk about like the fact that the music, but also
The shuttles,
the sound? They have surround sound.
Yeah.
In a land, like you
just hear ships flying by, and then you kind of look up and you're like, where is that coming from?
But you hear it go from one ear to the other.
Yeah.
You're like, how did they do that?
Well, because it's traveling speakers, right? Like it'll just right across.
That was amazing.
Well, it was cool too to hear like things like landing, or like hearing like the Millennium Falcon like doing its like.
You hear droids beeping.
Yep.
And then you hear like Ronto, like the big beasts, in the forest. If you go near the forest area on the right,
you can hear creatures walking around and stuff. Oh yeah, but you get right in there. I think there's an X-wing right away, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's this like an A-wing to your right, and I'm going in, okay, where's the Falcon? Because that's all it is. It's just the Falcon, and it's like you're not seeing it.
No,
you're not seeing it.
Pushed
and
back.
then you go into, and then that big, beautiful marketplace approaches, and you're like, okie doke.
Yeah,
like you don't know how big this place is until you get in it. We were getting lost 12 hours later in the same land.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like when you walk through, in the music and you start seeing the foliage, it's still, the suspense is still there, because the Rise of Resistance off to the side, but there's nothing like epic in terms of like
It's
a
like a
ship
big
or anything.
cave.
Yeah, it's just a cave, right? And then you walk through, and then you see the X-wing and the droids and that sort of stuff. You hear the sounds and ambient noises. Then you get into the market, and that market, man, I was literally.
I could have spent hours just in there in the morning.
Oh,
but it was
God.
like, let's get a bite to eat. We're all hungry.
Yes.
And,
we skimmed it.
Oh yeah, we were kind of, I mean, I was looking. I was checking things out. I was, they have these like shops that aren't actually functional, but it looks like somebody's workshop that they would, they had just run off.
We'll talk about merch a little bit later.
But like even just the one little stand where the carving station,
carvings,
and
I was like, how do I buy those?
Yeah, but nobody actually works there. It's just decoration. That's how immense and immersive it is.
What did we have for breakfast?
We had the Ronto wrap. Right?
Ronto
I guess
wrap.
it was it the breakfast Ronto wrap? I guess. Yeah.
Because they do a lunch one.
I gotta say that was the most mediocre of the foods I ate that day. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a little bland, but
I didn't mind it.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's if we're going to talk about eats, there's two places to eat at besides the popcorn stall, I guess, if you count that, or like the Blue Milk, which we'll talk about as well. But the two places to eat really are Docking Bay 7. You can get food at Oga's, but it's not really worth it. And then you can also get food. Well, unless maybe it is.
We'll talk Oga's.
So the food at Docking Bay, and then there's also Ronto Roasters.
Yes.
And so as you come out of the market, there's this giant pod racer engine
heating up your meats,
cooking the meats.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
cool.
awesome.
with a robot churning it.
Yeah, it was so cool, and like it's those little details of like the world building in that really just like, it's so captivating, right? Like you're easing yourself into this sort of scope and epic.
Yeah, because we grab the bite to eat, and then you go down into, I wouldn't call it like the market at that point. It's more like the city itself.
Yes.
You open up into the city.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a different place in this land.
Yeah.
It's a whole other land within the land. Like, we've already been through two lands. We've been through the jungle forest where the resistance is hiding.
Yeah.
Now we go through this very exotic marketplace, and
so cool.
you feel like, aliens are selling stuff around you. And then you go into this diverse, massive city, and I could finally see the very tip of the Falcon way off in the distance. And it was like, this place is huge.
Yeah, and everything felt like it was so appropriately placed. And to your point, to guide you through to that sort of that focal center, which would be the Millennium Falcon.
And so like this all goes in one straight line, but if you went off to the right, it's more of that like more open foresty area, and so you can quickly traverse. And there's big gates leading you back into the city all the way through it. But like it was so neat because it was quiet, and I was like, man, this place is dead. Well, it makes sense. It's 7:05 in the morning. But so as we're going through the day and it got busier and busier, it was like this city came to life, and more is going on. Right? There's no extras walking around. You're alone in this very quiet place. And then all of a sudden it's 10:30 in the morning and stormtroopers are on patrol it's unbelievable.
And shout out to the cast members at Disney, like just the whole language that they have. To say hello in Batu is bright suns. To say goodbye, till the spire. At night they'll say rising moons as a greeting, right? Just there's a whole list of language that they use, and if you engage with them in that way, they'll engage back, which is super cool.
And they're really well educated on what they know and don't know as characters in this part of the galaxy. And
unless
I didn't get into it very well, and I wish I had taken your advice a bit more. It was a lot to take in.
Sure.
And I ended up going off and playing the app for like 2 hours on my own, right? Instead of doing that sort of thing, But
yes, food. Docking Bay 7 is the other restaurant there, and
I think I had lunch there.
I had ribs.
Yeah,
they were really good
with the blueberry
muffin. Which is delicious. They've
blueberry
got good desserts
cornbread
there.
That was what it was.
Blueberry
cornbread.
And so if you're gonna eat there, that's a good lunch place.
It's even dinner. That's where you get lunch or dinner, right?
It's quick service.
It's another quick service, but the food looked incredible.
It's different.
Don't get the shrimp with rice noodles. I wasn't expecting a cold dish. And it was the most regrettable shrimp dish I ordered my whole trip, and I ate shrimp every day for 14 straight days.
Shrimp.
That's a lot of shrimp, but the food all looked amazing there.
It was so cool.
It looked amazing.
Yeah, I had the Andorian tip yip, which was fried chicken and like mac and cheese, but the way that they like set it all up and they
it looks like space food.
We'll get into plates and stuff.
But wait till the space food at Oga's, because you guys didn't sit with me at Oga's.
Unfortunately.
No. Do we just go right into the
Let's
cantina?
Talk about the cantina.
We did the cantina later on in the day, but it's okay. We can go out of order. Yeah.
So the cantina there is called Oga's Cantina, and you have to have reservations
when you're going with a group of 16. It's helpful, And they still had to split us up.
Yes.
Actually, I think we had 18 by that point because we were 2 groups of 9.
Yeah. So one of us had a table, one of us had like a standing sort of table, but you walk in and it feels like the cantina from Star Wars. Like it
not
feels
the cantina, but a cantina.
Right. And you're like, this is definitely in that universe. It feels very similar. The bar is lit up and it looks like that. And
everything looks like it's being served from alien technology.
Yeah, I love the IG-88s that are dispensing beer.
Yes.
Like the heads.
Their heads are dispensing beer. Super cool.
That's cool.
And DJ Rex, used to be known as Captain Rex from Star Tours, has a new position as the DJ in Oga's Cantina, and I've got a little action figure of him here that I had to pick up. Super cool, playing like the music, like the Cantina Band song and stuff like that.
But it's like a DJ remix.
Right,
yeah.
It's like...
I love he malfunctions at one point and starts reciting his Star Tour lines.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like those little touches.
So let's talk about the drinks and the food at Oga's. So I'll start. I had the T16 Skyhopper, which is vodka, melon liqueur, kiwi, and half. So it was a creamy, melony drink. It was
gross.
Amazing. It was actually so tasty.
I can imagine.
It tasted like
the half and half would have just not done it.
But it tasted like a melon creamsicle. Like it was so delicious. And then I also had to get the fuzzy tauntaun.
Yeah.
Which if you go, please get the fuzzy tauntaun. It's peach vodka, peach schnapps, orange juice with tangerine, pure cane sugar, and then they put this stuff on the top called buzz button foam, and it makes your whole mouth go tingly and numb, and it felt.
I didn't get it.
You guys
I didn't feel it because I drank a whole one too. Anybody with one sip probably didn't.
Did you have
get
a drink
Yeah,
before you had it?
No, that was my first drink.
See, that's the thing. I think in order for it to take full effect, you might want to down a T16 before you do that.
No, but I think the problem is because a lot of people were complaining because they don't follow instructions and stuff. Like,
So
I
they
wish
might
I
have
had
dialed it
said
down.
dial it up on mine because I want that'd be cool, man. I was totally down to have my mouth frozen for a few minutes.
It was cool. It felt like it
was a tasty drink.
dentist, and it was tasty. And then Justin, what'd you drink?
I can't recall the name. I just
you
know
had
that
many of them, huh?
Well, I sampled a lot of people's stuff. So,
Yeah.
but what was the Ewok one?
Yub Nub.
Yub Nub?
Yeah.
The Yub Bub?
And you have the option.
Are you still drinking it?
No.
But you have the option to get it in a really nice souvenir Endor Ewok inspired mug.
What I loved about it is that they bring it to you in that mug and you're drinking it. Like, wow, this is cool. And then they say, oh, we're going to bring you the clean one, right? Because what you're drinking.
They give you a fresh one.
Yeah, they give you a fresh one. It's not the one that you're drinking out of. It's like, oh, that makes sense.
Well, so we left, like, not to skip too far, but we left and I dropped mine on the ground and I went, did that sound like it broke? And everyone was like,
totally
it broke. So I carry it back into the canteen and just shaking in the bag.
Yeah.
And I told the guy, I got some of the fuzzy tauntaun on my hand and it slipped out. He appreciated it, but they were really nice. Like that's what they're going to do. I just bought a $30 mug.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to get me a new one. So he ran off and got me the new one. That's just an example of like Disney customer
drink
service.
Was $45 American, and $30, like you said, $30 of it was the mug, right? So,
And then Kevin, some of the eats that you had.
See, your table was lame and didn't get any of the food. You got the chicken bites. You got the chicken bites. The bites.
They were bites. It was like chips.
We got the chips. The chips with like the
the chips with the dip.
Different vegetable chips.
like
they were
salsa.
They were so neat, right? They were so
dehydrated carrot.
Yeah, it was really cool, but
like
it felt
yam
very
chips.
alien. That's what all because they only have 4 food items.
Yeah.
It was 4. So they had the chips with dip.
Yeah.
Alien style. They had a charcuterie board, and you're like, what the heck am I eating? Weird looking meats, cheeses, weird peppers that were like stuffed with things.
Really?
It all felt very exotic, and everybody was like, oh, I want that one.
And then
like,
you guys also got the Oga's Obsession, right?
yeah,
Which
we
is
got
the Jello shot.
We got the 2 of them. We got the one with and the one without alcohol, and so I don't know if I want to spoil what it is, but
No, go for it.
I mean, it's like Jello with little beads inside of it, and then covered in Pop Rocks.
Oh, yeah.
So you eat it, and it's like crackling and cold in your mouth, and it feels like you're eating something alien and exotic.
Yeah, someone couldn't finish
So-
yours, right? So you gave it to me.
Well, everybody had a taste, and
Yeah.
And I remember
but I
taking
was
a scoop and just eating it and being like, wow, that's
cool.
interesting.
Like, it's really neat how they made it feel like you were eating this weird alien food. Like,
Yeah.
it was well done. It was well done in that regard. So it's not a place to go for dinner, obviously,
No.
but if you're gonna go check
For
it
a
out,
couple bites.
check out a couple of the little nibblies just because it goes with your drink. You're only there for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Make the most out of it.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about, and this is kind of a comment for the whole land as well. I was thinking, how cool would it be if there were a few more actual alien creatures? Like, you got the alien food, but it's
That's
all
what I was
human.
gonna
I just
say.
wonder if it's tough to do. Originally, I know that was
know.
planned. They
I think
wanted
they could do
droids
it.
going around, and they're slowly starting to have
Yes.
droids
Well,
roam.
that's- This is what I was
R2-D2's there now.
Yeah.
C-3PO's there now.
So this is what I was going to say is that was a.
I think it's a slow rollout, and the
Well, it's
less
a phase 1. It's a phase 1.
and the less busy and crammed it is,
Yes.
the more actors I think they'll have sort of engaging,
Nate-
especially when the hotel opens.
At our table, Nate and I were just like, we were bantering and like funny alien talk, and me and him were just like, why aren't there people like us just dressed up like, in alien costumes and like going over to random tables and being like, ho, 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 I don't like you.
yeah, or like Goomba, the Bumba.
And, like someone who's like stirring up the crowd to like get them, like, sort of thing. And maybe someone in, like you have human bartenders, but then you might have like someone else who's back there just doing like monotonous stuff, like actors, right?
I kept making noises like that, because I had a little bit of drink, but also because I just thought like it would add to other people's experience, and other people were kind of like what is that?
I agree with you though. I think
cool.
there is an opportunity to potentially do costume-based things that aren't necessarily so focused on animatronics, because a lot of the stuff that we saw was like contained and off. Like you could interact with it to a certain degree, look at it, but you can't touch it, and it's not necessarily interacting with you directly. Yeah. But like the cast members. But it would be cool to see some actual
something happened
there, right?
I think this is just the beginning.
Phase 1, man.
Yes.
This is phase 1.
I think they're just getting started. Well, I love how their big thing in the bar is, I don't know if somebody ordered a particular drink or if it's just something they do every 40 minutes. And they all just start yelling, hey! Yay!
And then banging on droid heads.
And the worst
stuff.
thing you
like something breaks down.
The worst thing you can do around my buddy Chuck if he's had a few drinks is start yelling. So he's just jacked up, yelling, and the
That's
server,
awesome.
you know.
That was great.
Our server was wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she was amazing. She had a lot of fun with us.
Got some good photos.
We chatted with her after, just you know how much she's enjoying it. She's loving working there and stuff like that. I mean, you can really see where it would be fun to work a little later on in the day. Speaking of that, but so
let's talk about maybe the Falcon.
well, yeah, because after we did breakfast, we started to venture over, and it was like, can I please just see the Falcon in person? And you can't even describe what it is like to see it in person.
No, you just have to go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah. Like photos
Photos don't do this land or this
no.
experience justice, and I'm so glad they didn't, because I spoiled myself on a lot of the little details and stuff just of seeing it.
Yeah.
Whereas I know some people like were amazing, and
I stayed away from seeing it until I saw it for the first time with you guys. But no, the Millennium Falcon. I think the coolest thing about the Millennium Falcon, yes, seeing the huge spectacle of it, how big it is. But also just when you're in line and just seeing all the
details.
intricate details. Like, I didn't know it had 5 feet. I didn't know, you see like certain areas of it where someone's like hanging off of it, and you're just like, is that supposed to be like that?
Well, and the cool thing about the Smuggler's Run line is that it gives you a chance to walk all the way around it, go back up, walk past it, and see it from the top. Like they do. That's so brilliant that they
Phenomenal
did that.
photos.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But I totally agree. I think the level of detail and just you can't really, like, photos don't do justice to it. You have to see it to really get it. And as many photos as I had looked at of the land, like, just be standing in front of it was just like it. Yeah, it can make a grown man cry.
Well, because you almost assume it's just one big circle and everything's there. But no, this is tucked around this corner.
Yeah.
Oga's is hidden to the side, and you can barely read the sign because it looks like it's in,
it feels like a very alleyway-based kind of thing that you would see in a Star Wars planet, where everything's just pocketed off to the side.
And then so going inside the ride, you hear announcements, like when you're in the queue, you hear announcements between Hondo Ohnaka. For those of you who've watched Clone Wars or Rebels, like you'll know Hondo. He's like a smuggler guy, and so you get him having these announcements between him and some other people that work there and things like that. And I think there's this one droid that makes some funny thing, like I can't remember what he's talking about, like, oh, we've got all this spice, and then Hondo comes out, oh, no, there's not spice, no, that's some fuel emissions, my friend, yes. So it's like really cool how again, they just do lines right, and seeing some of like the big engines as you're going through, and then you actually get to see, by the way, if we haven't mentioned already, but for the Falcon and for Rise, we are going to give full spoilers, I think, right?
Yeah, no, let's go spoiler.
Okay, we're going spoiler. Yeah, warning.
All right, so...
Well, because what I was doing in the line, first of all, I was drinking a beer, because that ride has line beer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, that was awesome.
Right,
that was
beer
fantastic.
stand. The only thing they need to do is have somebody take your order 5 minutes earlier, so when you get to the bar, you pick it up with
or
your
just
ticket.
mobile order.
Because it was very
But I
confusing.
don't think they have that for the line.
No, they don't.
But it'd be nice if they did.
If they had something, well, because like we were waiting and we're like, oh, and we had to like charge back through the crowd. Like, excuse me, pardon me, sorry.
The
and
second time that happened,
people have to know why we're doing that. They can
of
see the
course.
beers. They know we're not cutting, but
No.
that was still cool, man. We were all like, line beer.
Line beer.
And so what I was doing was playing on the app.
Yes, you were using, so the Disney Parks Play app is something you can download on the App Store. And you could, while you're in the queue...
What?
Well, the whole land you can do it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But so, and we'll talk about that as we explore a bit more. But so I was doing it in the line, and it really helped me take a look at I was scanning crates, like barcodes on crates. When you're walking past the Falcon, it's like, how many of these vents are there? How many of these are there? So you're really
cool.
And then it's like, learn how to be a smuggler, memorize these passports of these aliens, and then they quiz you on it and stuff. So that helped that line go like this. A beer and some games, I was through that line in no time. It was like, I think you could spend days and days completing all the missions. And I think if I lived in the area, I would go to Batuu like for fun for like a full day, just unlocking all of the like generators just scanning
Nate
all
did
the
it 3
crates
times.
looking for the but at one point you turn a satellite on and on the roof it starts spinning like it's so cool. Oh yeah, it was really neat.
It's really
Sarah
immersive.
was like, I don't like this, let's go here, and I'm like, fine. So I stopped playing eventually,
but it was one of those things that I actually wish I had done even more.
I could have done that for a full day.
Yeah, well, when we live there, we will.
There we go.
But the ride is called Smuggler's Run. There's 3 positions with a total of 6 in a flight crew, 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and 2 engineers. And your goal is to fly the Falcon, which I think Chewie lends it to Hondo for the mission, and you have to collect a total of 3 coaxium containers, and your path is different depending on how you perform as a team. Again, just all the details and like. You're literally on the Millennium Falcon,
and they make it pretty easy for you to understand how the ride works.
Oh, they
right?
they explain it even to like old people who are like, "What's a video game?" You know,
Yeah,
like even they're like,
it's like a video game,
and it's just like, "Sir, tap the red button when it glows." Okay, you know, like cool.
The thing that is, I think, in the experience that feels odd is that the screen is obviously to your left or your right, depending on what side you're sitting on, and then the buttons are on the opposite. So it's kind of at times you're like focusing on what's happening on the screen as the game's happening, and then it's like, oh wait, my button's flashing.
It's a multitasking challenge, right?
For sure, yeah.
Depending on if you're the gunner, you can kind of just slam the buttons to your left and then watch the screen. That's what Sarah said that she was doing with her whole arm.
Well, it was funny, like when I went on it twice, and I'm sure you did too.
Yeah.
Kevin,
I went on it at least twice.
Yeah. So I think you went on it.
You got all
times.
3 positions eventually. Nice.
Yeah.
I love all the positions.
Yeah. But driving, I thought it was funny how at one point in the game your buttons start to flash. I'm like, oh right, I
know I completely missed that as a pilot the first
exactly.
time that you had to actually press buttons because I was too busy thinking in my head, I just cranked the lever and yelled, punch it on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Woo!
Yeah.
And then goes into hyperspace, and it feels just like you're on the Falcon.
You just flew the Falcon.
Yeah,
it was Falcon awesome.
So, and I think in terms of like the experience of the ride, I like that there's a little bit more of a player control, if you will, in the experience versus if we're going to compare it to something else like Star Tours.
Yes.
Star Tours is you're on a mission and it just drives you. This is very much team-based and very interactive in that
I think
quality.
once they have 2 or 3 different runs, which they are planning on doing.
Yep.
So if you not only get to do
more
a different
options?
if you not only have different positions but also have different missions or like worlds that you're flying through, maybe one's an asteroid field that you have to do something as it goes on. I think that will lend
so
it
like
to
Star Tours, like flex.
Exactly. Give me a different experience every time in that regard.
The one of the things I did notice though, between flying it in daytime and flying at night, at the end of the mission you come back onto Batuu.
Yeah.
If you do it at night,
It was nighttime.
it was nighttime,
Nighttime, yeah.
in the ride, which I'm like, that's just those that again details. It's all about
Simple
the
little
details.
detail, but it was perfect. Yes, it is.
So,
Yes, it is.
so that is the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. It's a phenomenal ride. It's up there. I'd say it's up there with Flight of Passage, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the other cool thing is we've already kind of really summarized it, but as we move through the line and experiencing the innards of the Millennium Falcon, and when you actually get to I guess they call it the loading dock, where they actually have like the
chess
table.
table.
It's the chess room, I think. I think it's called the chess room.
Yeah, the chess room,
Yeah.
and you're sitting there with your cards, waiting to get boarded.
Yeah.
Into
Well, and
your-
apparently, if you look hard enough, you can see the kissing closet
Hallway
or
or whatever,
whatever.
yeah.
Where
Oh,
Han, yeah.
cool.
And then you can also, just above the holo chess table, they've got the helmet and the little droid that Luke trains with.
him.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
yeah.
super cool stuff.
Yeah, I could check that out 100 times and catch new details.
It's almost a
and
shame
stuff.
they move you through it so quick. It's a good thing they move you through it so quickly, but it's also like,
I mean,
give
there
me
was
more
enough time. We took 5 pictures of 5 different groups
That's
at
true.
that table,
That's
so
true.
they did
Yeah.
it. It's long enough
And-
that
and there are
and again, just go on it again.
Yeah.
And there are people that just go in that line just to actually experience the line, and then right when they get to the end, it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna like. They do that at Universal. They've done that at certain rides at Disney. So you can experience the innards of like the line experience because there is stuff there, and then you can just not get on.
And
the
that's
ride,
what I was hoping
which is a waste.
they would be able to do on the next one. But no, like, and you get why you can't do it on the
Yeah,
next one,
yeah.
which we'll get into. But this one, at least, even if you're not a rider, you could still walk on and see the
it.
Falcon.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
So-
very fun.
So we are going to get to Rise of the Resistance
Yes.
probably near the end of the episode. But
But one of my favorite parts, if I may, just to lead up to that, is we get in, we get our boarding pass, and then we had all that time in between the boarding pass and going on Rise to explore. And that's where we really got that time to explore and do all these different things that we did end up doing.
They're really good with it.
Yeah, and
it makes it a full day experience doing it this way.
It has to be a full day experience. If you're going for your first time, it's a full day experience, especially if you do, the Savi's workshop and you do the droid building experience.
Yep.
I think it's actually 2 days if you're a hardcore fan, right? Because I've found, not to obviously jump too far ahead, but at the end of this day, I was so saturated in Star Wars. It was overwhelming, right? Like, it was just overwhelming how much, and that I knew as soon as I left, I was like, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
I have to go back again.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. You'll have years to do it, and they'll keep changing details. But if they keep this boarding group up thing, I'll now do 2 days at Hollywood. Yeah. One will be Hollywood. One will be Galaxy's Edge, and both days will be at the park for 6:30 to do Rise, and that'll be the one thing I'll do. On both days is run over and get on Rise, 100%. And you know what I mean, for sure. But so let's explore a bit more of Batuu.
So let's talk about it. Blue milk, green milk. Which one's better?
Blue,
much better.
The green was
soapy.
Yeah, well, it tasted more florally.
Yes,
I think
kind of like a green tea.
Sam, another one of Sarah's friends. Sam was mentioning how it had. He was describing it as like a wine or a beer. It's like a floral undertone.
It was better with booze. I had it later on with booze in it, and the booze, the vanilla booze or whatever, it did help change the taste a little. But the blue was, I would have just guzzled the blue.
I drank the blue. I loved it.
So, when the very first time I had the blue milk, I got it in the sipper. It's like this big.
Of course you do.
It's got like the Bantha logo on the front
and a straw,
and it lights up or whatever. and so that was a lot of blue milk, but it's good. It's like a blue freezy melted with like a thick milky texture.
It felt like. Have you guys had rice pudding before?
Oh yeah.
So
well, because that's what it is. It's not dairy. It's rice. Yeah,
it's like a rice, but it's like almost like shavings. Like it felt more icy than it did
like a rice milk.
Yeah, exactly, like a rice milk. It was very good. I was actually surprised at how much I enjoyed it.
Get the blue milk.
Definitely.
The
get them both. You got to try both.
Yeah, try both.
But if you can only try one, try the blue.
Blue. And then getting into things like merchandise. Let's talk a little bit about Doc Ondars. So Doc Ondar he's an Ithorian, which is like the hammerhead guy from Star Wars that you see in.
He's not actually in there, right?
He's in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But he's not actually in the shot.
Is he? Yeah, I got a few pictures of him. He's like, he turns around, he's like,
I missed him. I missed it. I only spent like 10 minutes in there because I was like, I can't spend any money. I got to get out of here.
They put him in up the front where you would pay, and it's harder to get up to him. There's a line building
because
there.
I didn't buy anything here, I didn't see him. Okay,
that building was very small.
Yeah, surprisingly,
it could have been bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the only thing is that something like that would have been really good if he was just walking around rather than him being
I think
caged.
That might be a hard costume to have somebody walking around.
I think if who knows, right?
I think you need little Rodarians. Is that what it?
Rodians?
Rodians. That's the kind of creature you could have.
You could do that.
And unique original ones.
And maybe it's time to like prosthetics and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It would take forever.
But I mean, I've looking close at him, and when he talks, his mouth literally does like a weird wave movement that it moves up and down.
Their animatronics on that was good.
Yeah. So I think that's what that sort of thing lends itself to the animatronic and everything.
I don't want to spoil too many things that are in there. Of course, some phenomenal merchandise you can get, like
amazing.
Like you can get Jedi. I got some. I barely bought anything, but I got like a Jedi pack that came with like the capsules to put food in. I got like this communicator thing that's like it's just you put like a little toy on it and it glows and it's just stuff like that. You can get Kyber crystals, which are, for those who don't know, they're the crystals that power the lightsaber, and you can get this holocron that I've got here, and when you activate it, you can like glows, and then you hear a Jedi.
Always remember, your focus determines your reality.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn, right? And it changes.
Each color changes.
Yeah.
Each different kind of kyber crystal and everything changes the
different Jedi?
or Sith or whatever, or do you have to get a separate one for the Sith?
So no, I haven't tried the red one yet in mine, so I don't know.
You bought a red one.
I didn't buy the red holocron, but I have a red
right,
kyber crystal.
because I know there is a Sith holocron too.
So
of course,
unbelievable. Like you can get a Chapor snippet necklace, which is the necklace that Anakin gives. Padme. You can get
her headpiece.
You can get her Naboo headpiece.
Yeah.
Like you can
the beautiful statues and
it's unbelievable. I'm surprised I didn't spend more money there. But it's super cool. I don't want to spoil everything you can see, but there is just one thing I did want to point out. Besides, like you do see like an IG droid up there.
Yeah, you see the Mandalorian's mask,
the
and
Mandalorian's helmet.
on the wall,
and his gun.
Yeah,
which is like, what's that doing there?
Yeah.
Right? Does that mean he gets rid of the armor? We'll talk about that in a future episode of the Mandalorian Watch Club. But no, the stuffed Wampa. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Standing there. I was like, that's so cool. I asked one of the cast members, I'm like, did Doc Ondar like stuff that himself? And he was like, no, he's got a guy.
See, that's good. So like, that's a good response. I like that.
Yeah. Great piece of advice that you had because you'd been there.
Yes.
Twice. Was
prior.
Twice prior. Was we saw it in the morning, probably around 8:30. We were finally, that's how big this place is. We were finally walking past it, and you said, guys, there's no line. Let's go in now. Yeah. Because later there will be a line. And sure enough, at about 3 o'clock, when the park, it's a huge 45-minute line wrapping around the building. So it was great that we got in then when we did.
That line, though, what I discovered is that line is for people who are buying
Apparently,
their
it's just for like
legacy lightsabers.
The legacy lightsaber.
Because you can walk in.
Okay.
You can just walk in.
I didn't realize that. But still, if you want to buy a legacy lightsaber, that's the time to do it because the lineup was only inside.
Yes.
So go there almost first.
Yeah.
Grab a Ronto wrap.
Yep.
And then go right to Doc Ondar.
And I knew we were doing the custom lightsabers, so I didn't buy any legacy lightsabers at all.
How many did you come back with? How many did you come back with? 5 legacy?
I don't know if I can say on the
I think
podcast.
You can say on this podcast. Let's go.
I came back with...
Don't lie. I know.
Well, like, do we count like 2 packs? Because I got
no,
I got Ahsoka's, which is
they
a
come
2-pack.
That's 2.
That's 2, and then I got one Darth Maul and another Darth Maul.
You bought 2 Darth Mauls?
So that you can connect them together.
That sucks that you have to connect
Right? It does suck.
Well, why didn't they do the same thing that they did with Ahsoka?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they're bigger. I don't know. Okay. And then I got I got Obi-Wan's. I got Ben Solo's.
Nice.
Oh,
and
you
I
got that one.
Yeah.
Wow, that was in stock.
It was super cool.
People are going to be jealous of that.
Right?
Well, me and Darcy went. When we went back, and we both picked up the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi
I got that one too.
Yeah, you got that one as well.
Yeah.
Did you get the Obi one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
wow, that's a lot of sabers.
That's a lot of sabers.
Yeah,
especially because there's more coming.
The funny thing is I don't have them with me. All of them are because Darcy and Sherry, Kevin's brother and mom, are driving back. We gave them a suitcase full of sabers that they're bringing back
insane.
for me. So we gave your mom those sunglasses as a thank you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice. That's that's wicked.
Because when we brought all this stuff in to their hotel room, they're like, oh, okay. We thought it would be a couple things, but yeah. So
now they don't know you yet. They do now.
Now they know.
When we went, they had it in stock. Me and
maybe
Darcy
it's more and more. You know.
Yeah, it's now that I think I was tempted between Ben Solo, or Luke.
Yeah,
but then there was the
Reforged.
Yeah, and I was like, the Reforged, which is
in episode 8. When
the saber
breaks,
she puts it back.
She puts it back together, and so it's something that actually we don't really get to see in the movies.
Yeah.
Much like Ben Solo's saber is only there for like 0.4 seconds,
and not really used. Well,
it's used
sort
once,
of, but
in that dream thing sequence thing. Ben Solo's lightsaber looks just like Kylo Ren. Obviously, it is Kylo Ren's saber, but before the modification. So it's so cool to see a clean version of it.
I would like to see that, when you get it.
I think it also, like, what I thought was interesting, too, is that if you looked at Kylo Ren's saber and the Ben Solo one, they both showed, like, he didn't really know how he was building it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, it was broken. That was why it was so sparkly.
Yeah,
can you buy that one?
You can.
And so you'll get obviously the hilts and stuff, and
it comes with the 2 little hilts, and then you have to buy the long.
Of course. Yeah,
your brother Kelly got that one.
Yep.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
They all went and bought these legacy sabers, did they? I wasn't informed about this.
You'll find out. So yeah, Doc Ondars, you can literally spend hours upon hours
and
just
a lot of
looking at
money.
things.
Yes,
A lot of
well,
money,
yeah.
apparently.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about. So that was Doc Ondars. Some of the other areas to buy stuff, they do have a Jedi Outfitters.
This is more in the opening marketplace.
In the marketplace, yeah.
Oh, there's like the toy shop where there's all
toy
these
shop.
handmade stormtrooper toys and
so
stuff.
Yeah, they're made of wood. Like
I have a
sculpted.
wooden.
They're so
I bought
nice.
a wooden.
Oh, you bought the sand crawler
I got a wooden sand
with the
crawler.
2 little wooden Jawas inside. I
Yes.
saw that. That was
So
cool.
Just
I
'cause
thought
it
about
looks
that
like
one.
a nice piece to have in your house,
It's
right?
cool.
Like,
I figure I'll be going to this place for the next 20 years of my life.
You have
I'll
time.
pick up a couple pieces every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I only have so much shelf space anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, that is my Kowakian monkey lizard, which you can get at the creature stall, which is another thing that they have.
God, some of those things were so gross. Who would buy them?
Yeah,
they
I
have
don't know.
thousands of them that will never sell.
There are a couple.
Like, what's the ball thing from
the
from
Rathtar?
The Rathtars.
No one's
Go
gonna
buy
buy
a
that.
and I might buy it as a dog toy. You know, I think Hank would
Maybe
like
that's
that.
what it's for. But yeah, so they sell like puppet versions of porgs and puppet Kowakian monkey lizards that can sit on your shoulder. And I had to pick one up, of course.
Of everything.
Of everything. And then let's talk about droid builders and then savvies, and then I think we'll talk about Rise, and then that'll round us out.
wrap. Yeah.
So droid builders, that was cool.
Yeah, I
think
thought
it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I just the thing that I was kind of talking with Kevin about is that I wish you had more customization options. Like, you know, it was great that you could maybe start with like with the BB-8 units and with the R2 units. You have your choice of color options and they're pretty set. You can interchange like heads with bodies and stuff like that, which is cool, but
Does it really look that great?
No.
So I wish there were 30 color options, not 6.
but like, let's say for instance, it's like you start with a base. So here's your white, here's your red, here's your black, you know, navy. Okay, now you can take a part of like his leg and make that part yellow, green. You know what I mean? Like really go nitty gritty.
I think
with
they
that.
want you in and out in 15
for
minutes.
sure. That's how the process.
And I think
felt.
we did the 2 things in the wrong order because the droid building is a little underwhelming after the lightsaber.
Yeah.
But at it's also half the price. Yeah. And I think the toy that you get that you build yourself for the price is pretty awesome.
Yes,
and like
absolutely.
to have a functioning BB-8. You know,
Yeah.
rolling
Remote
around.
control.
It's like we're still waiting for that to come home. We didn't
Yes.
get a chance to play with it, so I'm
Yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like, just stop being on your vacation already. Get back. We built. So Justin, you built a BB unit. With Angie.
Yeah, Angie and I both built two
separate BB
yeah,
units.
she built an all black
Did you
one.
give them names yet?
BB-31 is mine,
Yeah.
and BB-29 is hers.
Just your ages?
no, our birthdays.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
yeah.
And then Kevin, you. And,
so Sarah built. I did the lightsaber.
Right.
Sarah built the droid because she's an animal. It's a little pet. She loves.
Yes.
She loves the droids, and she named it KS-121. So Kevin, Sarah, January 21st, the date of our.
awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was. I was like, oh damn, girl, you got
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
that's a good droid name.
Yeah.
and then I built an astromech droid with kind of a funny shaped head. Looks a little different than R2.
Oh, you got the Pizza Hut roof head. Yeah.
Yes. And I named him RGCNTRC. For Geekcentric. And then after Droid Builders, we did Savvies.
Yes.
And
No, we did droid builders before Sat.
We actually did Savvy's first, but it's okay. We were walking around having a day.
I think to Kevin's point, you know, droid builders was a little underwhelming after doing Savvy's.
because Savvy's was so much more than I expected.
Yeah.
It wasn't just here build a lightsaber.
Yeah.
It was an interactive, theatrical, overwhelming, very powerful experience. It
Yeah.
was fantastic what they did.
But to close out what you were saying too, the experience for droid builders was a little like underwhelming in the sense that it felt very rushed. Options weren't necessarily like
But again, maybe they'll expand
it, and
you
maybe
know?
they'll give you more options to paint. Like you go to a paint station and
they
can
do
paint
sell
things.
like side accessories. Like I bought like a drink stand for mine.
R2 comes with guns, a drink
Yeah.
stand, and because of the physical build of BB-8, you can't have things sticking out of him because he wouldn't work. So it does limit you. But even R2 had like different color stickers you could get.
Yep.
Yeah.
BB didn't for some
Yes.
reason,
What
which I don't
random.
understand.
And like, you know, having to open the droid to
turn it off.
on.
The mechanics are stupid. They are a little dumb.
There should be a portion of when it clicks in that the button's still exposed, so you can power it on.
But I guess maybe it wouldn't roll properly if it worked like that.
Maybe,
sense,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to play with it after the one time I play with it and roll it around.
It's for shelf display. That's what my wife said. She's
Yep.
like, I'm not going to play with it. I'm going to put it on the shelf. And I'm
So
like,
before we get into Savvy's though, favorite thing that you bought at Galaxy's Edge?
I didn't buy anything at Galaxy's Edge.
my favorite thing is all the things that Nate bought from Galaxy's Edge.
I mean,
like he basically lived for us.
Yeah, I really only bought the lightsaber.
Yeah.
And then Sarah got the droid.
Yeah.
I do have coming back for me a little wooden Millennium Falcon because I
cool.
like to collect the
Those were
Falcons, and
awesome.
so they were really cute and nice. And then I got I forgot to get it that day because it was so bloody overwhelming and busy.
Yeah.
But I got the ride vehicle from Rise of the Resistance
Yeah, very cool.
because I collect Disney rides and stuff. So that was like, how did I forget the one thing I was looking forward to buying the whole time? You
That's
know?
awesome.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that in person.
Yeah, the only souvenirs I bought, like I was surprised. Like I got just the one custom lightsaber. I got the droid. My wife got a droid, and then when we went back on our last day on the Monday, she was like, "Go get a legacy saber. You know you want one." So she let me go and shop. It was like a birthday gift. So.
Oh, hang on one second. Forgot to give this to you. Here you go.
Oh, what's this?
This is the water bottle that you had your eye on.
Oh, yeah. So now I have a nice like resistance water bottle.
No, it's a first order.
First order.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You can
of
see the
course.
symbol.
Duh.
Yeah.
Sorry, fans. Yeah, that's
Don't worry, it's not a video podcast. We're okay.
Yes.
So yeah, and then I would say going into Savvy's, my favorite merch item. Like I got a few things, and like the between the Dejaric table or the like the I didn't buy the table, but I bought the chess.
You bought the chess set?
Yeah. Or the or like the Jedi robe or the.
You bought a Jedi robe and a Harry Potter robe.
Listen, we weren't going to discuss the other stuff. The chance cubes.
I'm currently holding
You
a
bought the
sack
chance
of. I'm
cubes?
currently holding a sack of chance cubes in my hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's the other one? The gold ones that are Han Solo's.
Han Solo's dice.
Dice. Yeah. Did you buy those?
I got a set of those. They're hanging up in my car
Yes.
right now, or like the mouse. Droid.
I wish. Yeah.
No
and you got
Sabacc,
the mouse
right?
droid.
No Sabacc. They were out of Sabacc since the beginning of the year. They told me.
Wow.
I want to see your credit card bill.
Well, we'll get to that maybe in a future podcast. But going back to Savvy's, so my favorite merchandise came from Savvy's workshop. The whole experience. Like I know so many other people in the world will have the same combo as me for the custom scrap metal. You know, that is my lightsaber. But
Flashlight.
yeah, it's flashlight. That's how he was like. All the cast members like it's a flashlight or it's
If the
scrap metal.
stormtroopers ask you,
Yeah. But this is my lightsaber, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so every single both of I did it twice, but both times I got chills. They take you into this building full of junk, scrap metal, and there's this guy for one of our groups. I think for our group. Did we all do it together?
No, we had the same guy twice.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
You had the same guy twice.
Yes.
Kevin and you went before.
Right.
And then right after you jumped in line.
And jumped in with you.
Yeah.
And so we had Kembe. Shout out to Kembe. That guy was awesome. And he's known as the leader of the Gatherers. And everything is so perfectly timed with the music. Like he's.
But I wasn't expecting it to be. I just thought it was going to be like, here you go, here's your pieces,
No.
put it together, and
It's a
all of a
show.
sudden he's talking about the importance of a lightsaber, and then holds it up over his head, and the lights go green, and you hear
he's like,
ba,
this,
ba,
the lightsaber.
ba, ba, ba.
And then the lights come down, and just the whole thing when he's describing the kyber crystals, and it changes from one color like to another between like the whole room changes to different colors with the lighting. It's
an experience.
so good.
If you've ever done the wand at Harry Potter,
It's better.
They started it.
Sure.
Disney just went and perfected
Well,
it.
my thing is that, Universal started it all kind of because the immersion level that was in Harry Potter, I think they really took a notice to it. Because I don't know if, side note here, but Disney originally pitched to do a Harry Potter. And what J.K. Rowling's was very underwhelmed with is that it just was a ride. There was no sort of experience.
Really?
Universal came in and said, we're going to do this.
We'll devote this much space
Right.
and this much immersion.
And she was like, this is what I want.
And then did a smaller scale of it, and then went and were like, oh, yeah, we've got this figured out.
Pandora was the first attempt at really kind of...
Yeah, that was their first big land,
Yeah,
definitely.
and especially that quality of...
I mean,
immersion.
Animal Kingdom shows signs of what they can do in terms of
Yes.
their beautiful detail
Yes.
and
Yes.
scope, and then this just
and
blows
opened it up.
Yeah.
And then, again, wave one with Pandora right into Galaxy's Edge, where it's just
Give me a Marvel land.
We'll get there. So going back to Savi's, like once you build the saber, you place your hilts inside of the stabilization chamber and they get covered up. Before you even see the blade, you hear Yoda interrupts. And he's, much skill you have shown, and he's like talking to you. And then Ken Base tells everyone, activate your lightsabers. And you activate it in the tube, and you see
everyone's
all the colors.
sabers go off at once.
Oh,
Yeah,
and then the little panels open and everyone lifts up together and holds
and
it
it's
out.
just so
Phenomenal. They structured the experience of that very well, because the fact that they all light up together,
yes,
they all open together, and the intent in the natural order is to pick it up and hold it up.
Yeah.
So then when you have that moment that everyone's holding their sabers up, and
you're in this semicircle.
Yeah, you're in this
Full
sort
circle,
of ritual.
yeah.
You're in a ritual
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
experience, right? Like
I'd seen pictures,
Yeah.
heard little details. Thought, man, this is gonna be cheesy. I just want my lightsaber.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I would do it again next time.
Yeah,
I'll
for
buy
sure.
another saber.
I'm gonna
next
do
time.
another one next time.
I don't need
So
to
good.
get 17 lightsabers every time I go, but I would do it again.
I think
Sure.
for like, what was it, $150?
No, it was about two American.
It's 200. It's 200.
Yeah, and then you got to buy a $25 stand for it.
stand. So
And
yeah,
then you get a bag with it. Nate had to buy the special fancy bag. Why not
Yeah,
make it
it's
another
true.
60? You had like a $300.
So no,
lightsaber.
like on average, the
Yeah.
the cost for our saber, when I saw it on my credit card, it was $287 with the thing. That's American, so
Yeah.
converted, it's close to $300.
And so I thought it was overpriced looking at pictures, but when you feel it, it's
Yes, it's
wonderful
heavy.
quality. It feels like really solid
the
metal.
deceiving
and-
part is when you're outside and you're kind of sampling, because like before they take you in,
Yes.
there's like this little like loading area, and you're sitting with a group of people, and they have samples and they show you things, and I was like, man, is this the quality? It's plastic.
So they have crappy plastic ones outside because they know people could steal them.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Okay. And
so it
then,
was
you
like-
get in there and you start like looking at the pieces in your tray, and
But
you're like,
here's my
yeah.
thing though. I really enjoyed what Darcy built. I liked the look of it. But it was funny. I wish those pieces were they available actually to see right at the front when you were.
Oh,
Yeah, they've got
all of them
little
were.
drawers.
Yeah.
They had little drawers.
No, you
and
know
that-
what it is? It's the horn, man. The horn threw everybody off of that one because
Yeah.
you're like, the horn looks kind of
It looks
dumb.
cheap.
Yeah. It
Well,
looks really.
It didn't look cheap. It just looked overly excessive. Like it just looked too loud.
But it
of a
did look
saber.
like a cheap plastic little
Because
thing.
of the holes that it has in it cut
For
out
the
for
speaker.
the speaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're very heavy. I love the kyber crystal, how when you're putting it in, it glows and it makes sound, and then when you activate it with the saber, obviously you get a full saber sound, but when you activate it without, it's just because there's no blade in there, so it's like it's not working properly.
Yeah, registers. Yeah.
It's like just those little details that Disney has really put into it that no one else, I think, has into these things. Is so cool.
Yeah, and I think in the facet of it being an experience,
It's
moves you through-
immersive. It's an immersive experience.
and it moves you through it very, very efficiently.
Oh, yeah. It was 15,
Right? Like,
15 minutes. You're in and out, but you felt like you've done something.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, Savi's was incredible. I think let's get into...
well, maybe just a bit of walking around as we walk our way
Sure, yeah,
over,
yeah.
because there's a few like, again, as we got into it, the day and the city woke up. And all of a sudden, there's stormtroopers patrolling.
Yes.
And not just a couple on the ground. There's two standing on this building. There's two running around on this building looking down.
Yeah.
We walked around this one corner. All of a sudden, there's, like, is it Kylo's ship or just a...
Yep, Kylo's
And all of a
Imperial
sudden,
shuttle.
smoke comes out of it. He walks out of it, does a quick little 3-minute show. He's yelling at his commander, choking him.
Yeah.
And the guy was a great actor, like,
Falls
bent over.
backwards.
He chokes him out. Then he's running through the crowd, and you just see Kylo patrolling all day with his stormtroopers. Chewie's running around here. I didn't get to see Rey.
Okay, I
but
saw her a
she's
couple
running
times,
around,
yeah.
and then Vi
I saw her.
Maradi.
Yeah,
Yes.
Vi Maradi.
I
saw
didn't see her either, but she's meant to sort of be like
But
hidden.
it's cool though, because there's there's a story that's happening, and they're kind
hiding
of,
out.
Yeah, and they're planting these seeds, and they're interacting with the people. Like again, it's like phase one of this sort of immersive.
I think they are
layering.
testing it in
Yeah,
very
for
limited
sure.
capacities.
Especially with crowds, and how do you manage that with crowd control? Like again, if you have someone in a costume, you're worried about people going up and bombarding that person with photos and like touching.
I couldn't believe how much they were walking around because Disney stopped doing that years ago for that very reason.
But you see Rey like booking it through the crowds because she's on a mission.
Yes.
Right. So when little girls are like, I want a picture with you, Rey, I want a picture, and she's just bolting it. Because she's not being rude.
They
she's
do
on a
stop
mission.
if it's quiet.
Sure,
and
especially
take their
for
pictures for the little kids.
But for the most part, like they're on a mission, so they go fast. One of my favorite things, though, I did run up to Vi Murati, and if you haven't seen her before, look up a picture of her. She's got blue streaks in her hair, in her black hair. And I went up to her. I said, "Hey, Vi, I just want to know, blue milk or green milk?" And she just literally holds up a piece of her blue hair and is like, like looking at me, right? I'm like, nice. Oh, okay. Cool.
See, that's so cool. And like, so Sarah's buddy Sam has a big, huge beard and long hair, and so the best was the stormtrooper who walked up to him. Are you a full Wookiee or a half Wookiee? You know?
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, and he goes,
you can't program that.
he goes, I'm a Wookiee on my mother's side, and the guy goes, oh, that's good. You know, like, yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
this
so
is
cool.
a carpet match the drapes.
You know? But so yeah, the interactions. You know, do you like? I got yelled at by Kylo if I support the resistance, or you know,
and even the areas that are like the lull of an area. Like there's an area just by the refresher, which is just what they call the bathrooms on Batuu, and it's just this droid oil area. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
It's like a droid taking an oil bath.
Just
and
huge, the size of a bedroom, just off onto the side, and it serves no purpose other than to look like a world.
There was a probe droid like hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
And then some of the lamp heads were droid heads, like astromech droids.
Yeah.
So good.
Amazing.
So phenomenal.
Amazing.
So as far as world building, like Disney's a masterclass. They know the details.
I can't believe how far it surpassed my expectations based on the complaints I'd been reading about for 4 months about this.
Yeah.
You know, like just people, this sucks, this does nothing. And I'm like, how could you feel like that?
No,
like Uncle Johnny's like, I've seen the Star Wars movies. This means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Buzzing around on a scooter. This is bloody brilliant. You know, like he liked,
even though he
doesn't
he's
really not a Star Wars guy.
But
you know,
I think it's again, you appreciate the level of detail and, you know, quite frankly, the commitment from Disney. But again, as you mentioned, you know, someone else did do this first, and I think because they're so resourceful and they have so much at their disposal, they were just able to take this whole Star Wars experience up to the next level.
And I would rather be in a Star Wars land than a Harry Potter land.
Absolutely.
And I love Harry Potter.
Yeah, me
I watch
too.
Harry Potter once a year. I love my Harry Potter. Read all the books. Love them.
Yeah.
I'm a Star Wars guy.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I was in Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. And that to me,
Ever since I rode Star Tours and went, that's it? Like, to me, that was amazing. You walked under an AT-AT, went on a ride, walked through a gift shop that looked like a different world, and I was like, this is Star Wars land, you know? And now they have this. That is one corner of, you know.
And being at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter on the same trip, after doing the tour and after being in Galaxy's Edge,
didn't feel the same.
No.
Yeah.
It felt very... Like, the Wizarding World was fantastic, but, like... just the theming and just being in Universal Studios, like being in Jurassic Park, looking to your left and seeing Hogwarts Castle, and you're like, Disney would never do that.
No, they would have. No,
you know what I mean? They would have found a way to hide it.
Good call.
And
also, that's
also,
interesting.
Like it just sort of made Universal Studios for me, unfortunately, go down a peg. Honestly, I think the Wizarding World is the best part of that entire place.
Everyone would probably agree with that.
But I just feel like there were just even details of like the team members at Universal. You know, one of them asked me about my phone or something, and I'm like, okay, you didn't say Muggle, or you didn't say, you know, like I just when I went the first time,
it's very passive for them.
Yeah,
I think
they've changed.
It's not necessarily immersive. It's very like, I'm here.
I wonder if they'll take note. You know, that maybe they'll do what Disney did and get inspired.
And I would
because
hope
they do have shows and stuff that they do in.
Well, the wand, like I would say, the wand selection from the shows that I've seen, you know, in comparison to like the Jedi's, the let's say Savis, right? The costume performance and all those little layers really help add to like this wizard, you know, coming in and picking.
But you're right. Even like the guys at King's Cross Station aren't, you know, interacting. They're loading you onto a train.
It's a ride.
It's
another ride.
Yeah, exactly. And like, and the one thing that was funny too is I saw someone in the wand shop with a walkie-talkie talking, and I'm like, you know, like that to me is like,
see, that's unfortunate because they probably need walkie-talkies, and in Star Wars they can get away with a walkie-talkie. Whereas in, you know,
for sure, but
like you need like a wand shape, like hello,
an Apple Watch. Like I saw someone with an Apple Watch. It's like, what wizard made that for you? You know what I mean? Like,
and like that's kind of, it's just a little disappointing when you hear that even the standard cast members in Magic Kingdom are only allowed to wear white socks when they have shorts on and black socks when they have pants on. Like the detail that they go to, and that's just for a person that you would expect to act that way, right? Yeah. So absolutely. But let's get to the most important part of our experience at Galaxy's Edge. I think probably the best part.
The reason we got up at 4 a.m. and
that wasn't the best part.
Really? Okay,
well, it's so staggering to me.
Okay, let's get into it because we are getting a little long in the Rancor tooth. So let's talk about Rise.
Yeah, so we already kind of set it up with the lengthy process that we had to go through.
Yeah, we're ready. Our boarding groups got on. There was a little problem earlier that actually allowed all 3 of our different boarding groups, which would have been about 2.5 hours apart, and there's only a 2-hour window. It actually enabled all 12 of us, all 3 boarding groups to go on together. It's like this day was magic. It worked out so perfectly.
Yeah, thank God, because I think it was our boarding group that actually got delayed because and they said like, oh, you're delayed, well then just come back whenever.
So they were able to join up with the other 2 groups that were only about 9 apart, more than enough time. So it was set, it was perfect, it was destiny.
It was like right when we got off of Falcon too, right? Like we did Smuggler's Run, and then it was like everyone's ready to go, let's head to Rise.
So you go through this resistance base, this cavern.
Well, yeah, you start in the jungle and you get deeper and deeper into the jungle. The line is part of the story, and the second you walk on the ride, you're in it.
Yeah.
And you feel it more and more as you walk through the line.
And you see like the holo maps and the just like their equipment and their outfits and their suits.
Yeah.
And then as you get through that line, you get into this sort of I guess mission briefing area where a literal you get BB-8 pokes his head out for a second, and we've seen live BB-8s at Star Wars Celebration, so it was like, okay, cool, whatever, which is crazy to say because that's incredible that they have a real BB-8 there, but you get an actual hologram of Rey.
It's obviously a screen, right?
Was it though?
It was a screen.
Are you sure? Because I moved around from left to right.
I know how they do it.
It's
Disney magic.
It's
I don't
Disney
want to
magic,
spoil it. It's freaking amazing.
Dude,
it looks like a real life hologram.
It's incredible.
But yeah, like you have walked in through this base from the forest deeper and deeper into a cave deeper and deeper, and things are rumbling and things are getting heavier and things are going, and you're like, you can feel it happening, and then all of a sudden you're just in it. There's no like load onto this, get onto this, wait for the car to drive in and out. Yeah. You're just going through, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and then Rey is like there, and she tells you what's going on. The Empire's coming. You've got to get off.
Of Poe Dameron come in.
The level of intensity that you have in describing it is what I was anticipating from the ride. Like how you're just kind of going like, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's like
it never stops. I
don't know, because then the door opens and you look to your left and you're able to go outside.
You're outside,
but you're also like, you realize, like, I think for the first part of as you're moving through that.
Yeah.
Yes, you're to your point. You're already in the story and you're experiencing the world, but you're seeing like the typical sort of stuff, like the accent details and of their rebel base with the maps and stuff, which is great.
It's so cool.
Which is fantastic.
You're walking through a rebel base, the lockers with the
exactly.
like you said,
it's awesome. It's fantastic. Then you get right into
and then you get
mission.
your typical thing. Yeah, they explain to what you're doing, but you're still moving.
Exactly.
And then, like you said, the door's bloody open,
and you see the X-wing.
There's a friggin' X-wing getting ready to take off. BB-8s whirring away, like let's go. And then this is where this ride really stands out for me, because there's the cast member, but she's a rebel standing outside the ride to the shuttle they told you to go, and she's like, "Come on, guys, go!" It's not, "Please walk slowly onto the vehicle."
And so like you feel like you have to run.
Yeah, you're like running outside.
The part that blew my mind though was like you're outside, but you don't see the park. Like, I don't know where we were.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like
that's right at the
most
back
magical
left
part.
corner.
It's like I'm like I don't know physically where I am. I'm on a different.
Space is all
it's incredible. So we get onto this transport ship, and Lieutenant Beck, who is he's the Mon Cal that is your captain or whatever for the ship, and then
once again, you're not sitting in seats and waiting for a lap
standing.
bar.
No,
you're just standing on this thing, and he's
like
talking, and you're like, "Okay, what is this?"
Yeah.
And it's like it's shaking, and it has the sensation of flying.
It takes off and
cool.
flies into space while you're standing there.
Yeah.
I had this great spot right in the middle of the ship, and I had this little arm bar, and I was just sitting there like, with my hand under my chin, like, I can't believe what is happening right now.
And if you look out the cockpit window, you see, like, TIE fighters come by, and when they fire, like, you feel it on your ship, like, you feel the rumble.
And then they'll fly over, and you look to the back out the window, and they fly by, like, and there's a space battle going on around you.
It was so detailed in how it moves you. Like, when the doors open and I see the X-Wing, I was like, oh, wow, we are in it.
Yeah.
Like, we are
You're in Star Wars.
Yeah, we're in Star Wars. We're in the story now, right? And then, boom, they take you to that lovely, I guess, what is it? The shuttle.
This transport shuttle. You're supposed to be going up to your rebel ships.
Yep.
And you're taking a ride to a ride. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And that I loved.
And then all of a sudden, dun 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 dun, the Star Destroyers come, and you get sucked in. You feel what it's like to get sucked into a Star Destroyer.
You feel the like slight jitters, and you feel like it's just controlling you.
Yeah, and
like, there's no control.
General Beck is okay, guys. Yeah. We're trapped. You know, we'll see what's going to go on.
And the door opens.
And there's a first order.
And there's a first order, like, lieutenant or whatever, admiral, standing there looking at you. And I literally was like, the first time I experienced, I'm like, I'm scared. I'm actually scared.
Because again,
guy.
It's not okay, everyone. Please, it's you get over here. You know, like
you are now, enemies of the First Order. You will follow me for holding and
but see, I like for me though, when that guy stepped on, right?
He was acting around you. The guy guiding you.
I don't
your
think
ride up.
I don't remember it that way. I remember it the way that he did say his acting lines. You're right. He was in it, but it was very much like, you are all now part of the First Order. You know what I mean?
They're not going to get Shakespearean actors on this thing.
But that's what you want. Like, that's what I want.
They have to hire hundreds of people to do this, man.
I want someone who, like the woman that we then go and see later.
They can't
But she, like, I want someone that's coming in and being like, you are now all part of the First Order. Like, someone who's really in it. Like, even the person that's ushering you, that's going, she's like, okay, come on, let's go. Like, she has the urgency. I was saying to Kevin, wouldn't it be cool if you faked an explosion as the doors open and you
I think you have people and kids like falling over.
No, but I mean, like,
you can only
Disney
do so
magic.
much.
Disney magic, you could do it where the doors are opening, right, and then you hear like an explosion and maybe something, right?
Sure,
like
but I think you got to keep people calm at the same time.
But I think though, at the same time,
I can't believe you're picking this right apart.
No, I honestly, and especially coming from me being the person that's like not very big on rides.
Yeah. I think that's the magic you're missing. This is the most incredible thing ever.
No, but I'm not saying for any instance at all that I don't appreciate the fact that right from the time that you walk in, you are immersed in this experience. Like, I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the fact that the line process is part of the story. More so than any ride that I've ever been on.
It just could have been better. The greatest thing ever could have been better.
Yeah. Anyways,
so
I appreciate
this guy.
I appreciate it.
This literal admiral on a ship guides you into the most incredible feeling room I've ever been in my life.
It's this giant. I guess it's where the ships would take like a.
It's a docking bay
for the Star Destroyer.
Facing out into space. It's what the Millennium Falcon would have been pulled in through on a tractor beam. There's the TIE fighter hanging on the wall. That's how big this is. There's 50 stormtroopers standing there.
And it was so lifelike. It literally felt like you were on the back of the Star Destroyer.
Because like, where were we?
I literally paused and was just in like...
Oh, yeah. I walked into that room and I had seen pictures of it. But again, it doesn't do... I wish I had not spoiled this ride for me.
Dude.
Because every moment would have been incredible. And I was more like looking around at the people we were with who I know, like for yourself when you'd done it, hadn't looked at a thing, and I was just like, what are you going to think of this?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So it's the biggest room I've ever been in on a ride.
You want to stay in that room longer, but they sort of, again, the First Order.
But they let you take pictures, but you said you wanted it to move along faster, so what, you think you should be allowed to stay in there for 30 minutes, or do you want them to move you faster?
Because like the thing is that I thought that was like part of the loading process, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
we probably would have, let's say, in Millennium Falcon, when they take you into the chess room, right, and you're kind of sitting there and you can kind of do your thing. I thought that's what this room was meant to be, was kind of like another loading room,
right,
and then you get pushed into the next. But we did come off pretty quickly, and there was obviously... I think that room is intended for that, though. If there was an overflow of people, or if there's problems, right?
You would hang out there a little bit, yeah.
But because things have been moving so smoothly, it's like, nope, these guys got to go, right?
So you get into these skinnier corridors, you're pushed through, and and then you get sort of separated into smaller groups.
Yeah, groups of 4
for interrogation.
For interrogation, they want to take you to the interrogation.
So this is a brilliant
chambers.
thing where they give you your color for the interrogation room that you're going to go to. Remember this color, as it will come up shortly. But yeah, you wait. This is where the really great actress is walking up and down, like giving you crap. I was. I won't say what I was, but I was a little like, oh, don't look at me, please. I was tripping.
Yeah, and I appreciated her. Like, even though she was probably very, she was just kind of feeling it out. I appreciate the level of interaction with us as we were there, and like just sort of like the belief. Like, to me, she almost embodied a little bit more of that acting performance.
Well, I think I was sort of like giggling because I was just like, whoa.
But that's what I mean.
And then she was like, do you always laugh when you're about to be interrogated?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just nervous. She's like, you have a right to be so. Or
That's
something
what I
like
mean.
that. I was like, whoa.
See, so there you go. There's a great example of someone really jumping in and absorbing it. You don't think you would do that? You're walking around just Batu in, whatever, and you're interacting with people that are like, oh, the bathroom is over there. You know what I mean? Like, like the idea is that you were going to this place and it has been so pitched as like this immersive experience. Yeah. You know what I mean? And maybe we're going to get it when we get a hotel. Right. So my own, like, that was my thing with certain aspects of performance. Yeah. Right.
I don't think you can expect perfection from everybody. Sure. I think they will find better. They will weed out people. It's only been 3 months.
True.
I think new people with new excitement will constantly rejuvenate that experience. Yeah. It's not like everyone on the Haunted Mansion or the Tower of... I had a great guy in the Tower of Terror, the way he loaded us into the elevator and enjoy a ride, and then you see him put his hand on the window. Like, certain people are better at it than others. Sure. This is still the best of these people I've ever seen in my life from start to finish.
I think so. And then so we get to the... I think we get into this interrogation chamber, and you see there's like you're sort of lower, and you see on a bridge General Hux comes out, played by Domhnall Gleeson, and he comes out and he's like yelling at you or whatever, and then Kylo comes out, and then he uses the Force, and he's like shaking the whole room, and you feel it, and the lights are flickering, and then it all just goes sort of dark. And then you just hear this like clank, clank, clank out, and you're like, what is that? And you hear people like yelling or something, and then you just see like you see this like sort of not a saber, but like something
electrocution.
Like it was almost like they were welding it open, like they were whatever.
I thought it was like a power surge, right? Because like the room was lit, and then it went power surgy with like the lightning, and then it went dark, right? And then the thing opened, right?
Well, no, but they cut a hole in it. Yeah, they cut a hole in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Finn comes on the TV really quickly, doesn't he? And say, "We're coming to rescue you. Get ready," or something.
After so they cut the hole. Then a cast member who's a Resistance is like, "We're with the Resistance. We're here to rescue you." And you're like,
and that's so cool. That was another great acting performance. The only thing I thought too was like Chuck had mentioned this, but it was like there was a bit of a lull.
Yes,
there
in that moment.
I think they were holding
had
off.
to put seatbelts on.
Right, probably.
And so if people aren't cooperating, if people aren't following the instructions, this is why they can't get too like blowing shit up, and like they need to control it, And so I think they could do something to make that 3 or 4 minute wait, if it's going to be that long, a little bit more interactive or experience based. But
so we get in the ride vehicle, which is like 3 people and then 3 people behind them, and it's this like sort of black square looking vehicle, very Star Wars, almost looks like a giant mouse droid, and there's a droid that's driving your vehicle, and he's turning his head, and you see Finn on the video like display, and he's sort of like, it lets you know like what the mission is, and he's on the ship, and then like it just goes from there, and it's trackless vehicle that is like, I don't know how. Is it magnets? I don't understand.
It's sensors. It's sensors and magnets and stuff.
Which is from what I understand, that and the animatronics are the 2 things that have been the issues with the rides in terms of.
I think there's so many working parts that it's so understandable if something goes a little haywire.
You could see how leading up to this point of where we are in the ride, how it might be a little bit more manageable to control, and that you might have some pockets of time where you might be able to, we're having an issue.
I mean, like if I'm going to get stuck anywhere, I want it to be in that giant hallway with the stormtroopers, not in the middle of the ride. No, because then they just wheel you off and you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, this thing just starts boogieing,
and you go
forward, backwards, left,
sideways.
Right.
Some of the best track, like again,
it is the best ever.
Track
they learned from Tower of Terror does it, utilizes the system. They improved it with Ratatouille, which I can't wait to go on when it finally opens here.
Seeing that, yeah.
And then this was I'll save my overall reviews for the end, but it was just such a seamless,
going
fluid
into
ride.
the room with the two AT-ATs, or AT-ATs, depending on how you refer to them, and you go underneath them, and they're full life size. I wanted to shoot up there and cut one open.
It was so cool to see
good.
the detail and just as you scale up, oh my god,
it was unbelievable. It was another massive room, and then you're getting shot at. You see the damage on the leg of the AT-AT.
Yeah.
You start skidding back. The trackless thing makes it unpredictable, so it works so well. Then you're going back. There's Finn in the corner trying to shoot the stormtroopers off so you can get away. You wheel around another corner. Is this maybe the first time you run into Kylo on the ride?
I think there's a probe droid, and then you back up again. It floats up slowly, and then you back up again, and then you run into Kylo, and I think the stormtroopers start shooting at you, and then there's another moment where you're seeing them from below, on a bridge. You see Hux and Kylo talking.
I think you see the droids shooting you from above. I think that was where it became apparent to me that it was a screen, right? Because you could really
there were a few areas where it was
identify.
screen versus actual animatronics.
Whereas to your point of what you were mentioning before with Rey, obviously it's the same sort of technology in the screen. It just was done really well so that you couldn't see that screen.
Yes.
Right? Based on vantage point and probably how it
and
was
she was
positioned.
see-through. But
yeah, that's true.
But I think the
screen's there, but there's so much going on that you can't spend $1 trillion on every little facet of the ride.
And I love how it goes so fast that there's moments where it knows when to slow down, and there's moments when it knows when to speed up. Because that Finn animatronic, I saw a picture of it online. It's not great.
But it's cool for 2 seconds.
Because you barely notice it, and then you're like, whoa, that was Finn.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Then, right? And then I think there's a moment where
Was it animatronic?
Yes.
Yeah.
You get he
in
sort of
the
moves a
AT-AT
little
room?
bit.
It's like an actual person,
No, it's animatronic. It's the robot. It's like a
really?
Yeah.
So then you get trapped into a room after seeing Kylo trying to chase you. The door closes on him, and you're like, okay, we're good. And then you hear a clunk, and you're like, what is going on? And then from above you,
the lightsaber pierces through the roof. That is such a cool trick they did there.
Real. And
was
starts
so
cutting
cool.
I love how
into the room.
I love how they build the tension, right? You see him, the door closes, the lightsaber comes in, and they do that, and they, you're skirting by very quickly, and just, it's very chaotic.
And then don't you go up the elevator? Is this where you go up the elevator at this point?
I think we already gone up the elevator.
Okay, then you're face to face with the AT-ATs.
Yep.
They're shooting at you. You're backing up again.
It's so good.
You wheel around another corner. There's Kylo again.
Yeah.
He starts force pulling your cart.
He pulls both carts separately.
Yes. So you're with
really cool.
you're with another cart the whole time, and you keep seeing these people. So it was so fun that there were 12 of us, and we kept it was so neat. And people are getting pictures of each other.
And then you get loaded into and a big explosion happens. You look from the right side, which is another big screen, but it looks like obviously you're looking out into space, and a TIE fighter gets blown up and then crashes into the area where it would be behind Kylo, and then that all starts blowing away, and he starts get pulled back, and he's using the Force to hold on, and then your cart skirts away again into escape pods, and then you get into this escape pod.
Well, first, really quickly, at some point during the escape, you drive by the cannon room, where these full massive cannons are shooting lasers, and you drive.
We're all over the place. We're all over the place.
Oh yeah, we don't know the order. I mean, I've only been on it once.
No, but the cannon scene was amazing. Just that the power and the effect of it.
As you're driving by, you look out to your right, and there's thousands of ships.
Yeah,
in space.
that was incredible. Again, another thing that will look fantastic in that hotel when we go.
Oh
there,
yeah, the space is going to look really great.
But once you get there, and that whole scene where he's holding the carts, it's finally you see the two carts next to each other, and he's forced pulling it right. That explosion. Yeah, and then
when you do get to the escape pod, obviously to go, to see the AT-AT's face, you had to go up the elevator. Yeah. So you're on an upper floor.
I think
then you get into
this is where I really wish I didn't know this was coming, because this would have rocked my world.
Because you get into the escape pod.
You see a couple more across the ship,
and they sort of drop down out of the ship,
and you're like,
"What's going to happen?"
They're dropping out of this ship,
and then all of a sudden, you drop out of the ship, and it does that whole thing where you're free falling, and then you feel it kind of like Tower of Terror, right?
It's Tower of Terror meets Flight of Passage in one.
Star Tours, essentially, right?
Exactly.
And you see it, and it's fully you feel the turns and the banking left and right, and
I'm almost certain that
get over it.
that just drags you into when you go in there. You're on a hydraulic thing, and
it
drops
puts you. It literally hooks you into an elevator system. It's a
You hear- when you
whole new
go into
ride
the pod, you hear like a click.
Yeah, because it
which
does
works
this,
with the
right?
ride.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it does like this nice sway because to your point, like as soon as you drop, you get that Tower of Terror feeling,
And then
as soon as it
into Flight
catches
of
it,
Passage.
yeah,
Yes.
and then it goes into flight, and then you get that Star
You're
Tours
scorching
experience.
all the
Yeah.
way down.
It was so
and-
sick.
And then you
You
crash
crash
back
land.
on Batu.
Yeah.
And
And then you think, okay, it's over. It's
Yep.
still not over.
No, because then they're like, you missed your landing point. We're going to redirect you or something. You get pulled out, and then you're in another area that you didn't see before
But it's
getting on the ride.
outdoors.
But
I
it's
couldn't believe they brought us
outdoors
outdoors again.
into like a crashed. It looks like a crashed ship of some kind.
It's General Beck in one of those escape pods.
Right.
His crash there, and you drive by him as he's like, "Well done, everybody!" Like, holy shiza.
Dude, I'm sorry, but I cannot agree with Justin saying this is not the best ride. This is the best ride at Disney World.
I
I'm just
think
gonna
this is
say
the
it.
best ride in the world that
think
I've
so.
ever been on. It's the best attraction ride. I mean, I like roller coasters, but they're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
This is literally, in my opinion, 50 years of theme park rides mashed into one. It's a perfect experience. Could an animatronic have been better? Could an actor have done a better performance? I'm sure you'll always find those little nuances with things.
Yeah.
But this is literally from the time you get into the ride to the time your skate pod drives by that guy for the second time outside, and you're like, how big is, what is going on? This is unbelievable. This is the most amazing thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I knew it was all coming, and it still blew my mind, and I still couldn't believe I was experiencing it. And it's my favorite. I can't wait to do it again.
It's so good.
Yeah, I
So
think
good.
it's just the greatest experience ever. Running from one place onto
Yeah.
a ride,
And if you
riding
really
a
get
ride
into it.
to a ride. Yeah, get into it, have fun with it. I think it was wicked.
The ride itself in the experience is an amazing experience. There's just parts that I thought in terms of like maybe that Disney-esque sort of experience that could have been better in terms of the immersion. But from start to finish, the idea that the whole line, like as soon as you start the ride, as soon as you get in, you're in the ride.
Yeah.
Right? In the line.
You're
everything
running
you're
on a
going
Disney
through.
ride.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
it's very
backlot.
interactive.
It's like an old. They used to do the backlot tour ride, and you would be driving by things and they'd explode. Or
Yeah.
Universal Studios had one where you were in a subway and you get caught in a station, and so you're in the subway and it's flooding, and you're very much in this experience, right? It's not so much a moving around ride, but like you're running on a Disney ride onto a ride. People are. Star Wars characters are interrogating you
Yeah.
and yelling at you and telling you to go in line, and you're intent. Like it's just it's like 12 rides in one essentially.
Exactly, and I appreciate that,
Yeah.
and I think that is very well executed. This is all of the best parts of every single kind of ride you could think of that they've already done, packed into one. And again, right from the start, you're in it, and it's amazing for that. There's just parts that I think could have been, more Disney nuanced in. The animatronics of Kylo were probably some of the worst animatronics I've seen. It at times took me out of the experience because it didn't look as real as potentially, putting someone on a land point, like an actor who's just there, who's acting out
They
these
stopped doing
scenes.
that years ago.
No, I know.
Yeah,
and
so I think it's a lot of work. And what if that guy screws up or
right,
something
absolutely.
happens?
It's
Like,
the
I think-
variables, and I can understand that, but it read too much to me that it was a robot. Whereas like it's surprising, when you see some of this animatronics that you would see in some of their other shows where they do look very lifelike. Maybe it is because it's a person that's there, but maybe because it was a masked robot, it just read more and it gave me that feel. So it took me out sometimes, but I don't think that, to Kevin's point, that it's not things that are areas of improvement, because as we know about Disney, it's like they improve things constantly, right? And their robot technology is only going to grow. But in terms of an experience of a ride, it's probably is one of the best experiences. I think I was maybe expecting more, and I set myself up for a lot more.
I still just find like I don't know what more they could have done.
No, I maybe again I think it's just the little. It was just some of the little things, right? But
like
I think
you think Smuggler's Run is a better ride.
the opportunity with Smugglers to change it, like you said, and to give it new life and to make it always feel fresh is really great.
But I mean,
can you do that with this ride?
Nope. Don't need
And
to.
you
But
don't
just
need
like
to.
you can't with the Tower of Terror or the Haunted Mansion or
This is a pivotal.
classic ride.
This is a pivotal classic ride. So it sits differently than that. So for me, and now that I've done it, I'll definitely do it again, probably quite a few more times, just to kind of experience it and see how it changes. But yeah, I think first run for me, it was just a little underwhelming.
Okay.
I might have overhyped it for myself.
So final review score of Rise of Resistance. I, again, think it's the best ride in Disney World, in the world. I give it 95 boarding groups out of 10.
Okay.
Justin, how many boarding groups?
95 out of 10 or 95 out of 100?
95 out of 10. Yeah. Okay. I loved it that much. Yeah.
Kevin, what did you get?
100 out of 10.
There you go.
Yeah,
100.
it's the perfect, wonderful. It was the greatest thing I've ever done in my life in a Disney park, and I've done everything in a Disney park.
Yeah, I would give it an 85 out of 10.
Okay, cool. Yeah, final thoughts, guys. It's a long
It is long, yeah.
podcast. Thank you so much for
That's what we
listening
do,
this far. But I mean, when we're going to talk about Disney and Star Wars, it's going to be, we got to talk about it. Right. So let's just maybe give our final thoughts on Galaxy's Edge, as well as maybe a review score.
My final thoughts are going to be really simple.
Yep,
I'm just
me
going to
too.
say that as much as we can talk about it, it is nothing compared to experiencing it.
Yeah,
So if you get a chance, go out there. See it, experience
Spend a
it
whole
one-
day.
Yeah, spend a whole day, spend 2 days. I think
Get
day
your reservations.
Day 2.
Yeah, book as soon as you can. 6 months out, book your Savvies if you want to do it. Book your Ogas if you want to do
There will be
it.
less to do if you don't do that.
Yes. And the other thing too is I would also say that if you aren't a huge Star Wars fan, you are a fan, but maybe not, like, you don't need to do those things. There's still so much to see.
Yeah.
If you appreciate Star Wars, just going and actually just walking the market, experiencing it, get on maybe the 2 rides, just do it. It is fantastic. So I don't know if I can give it a score. I would give the experience of
Out
the
of
score
10?
at 10.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid 9.5. I think Rise brings that score up for me.
Mm-hmm.
A few little elements bring it down. I think 9.5 out of 10 is a pretty darn good score.
Yeah.
I look forward to improvement. Not to Rise of the Resistance, because they don't usually change rides at Disney all that often unless they're changing screens on like Star Tours. The land itself is only going to get better. It's only going to get more immersive. It's only going to get more interactive, and I can't wait to book my hotel.
Cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, Galaxy's Edge is like the most immersive experience I think I've ever had at any, not only theme park, but any Disney theme park, which is saying a lot because it's Disney. The cool thing, though, that we've already talked about is Batuu will continue to get better and better, and I can't wait to see what they do next.
Agreed.
So beyond a perfect score, I'm giving it 11 out of 10.
Nice.
All right, so that is it for our
Disney World
wedding and Galaxy's Edge experience.
Well, we took like what, a month off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We took, so
We had a lot to talk about.
December 31st, and we took the whole month of January off. So yeah, we did some
You
stuff.
missed us.
Yeah.
You wanted to hear about something,
So listen, if you've had an experience at Galaxy's Edge or at Batuu, write in, let us know. Or if you're going to go to the park, write in, ask us anything you want. We'd love to share it with you. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. If you like this episode, make sure you give us a rating on Apple Podcasts. It would super help us out. 5 stars is the minimum that you can give there. So please rate and review. It'll really help us to keep the show going. We have a lot planned for 2020. We are Geekcentric, and you can be too, which means you can also check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/Geekcentric. Follow us on Twitter at GeekcentricYT, and follow us on Instagram at WeAreGeekcentric.
Really quickly about YouTube, we're working on it now. It's a video based on our trip in an only Geekcentric way. We're doing a day at Disney. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's going to be awesome.
You've already said too much.
Oh, God.
Justin, Kevin, thank you so much for joining me for today's nuptial and force-filled episode. And as we say, love ya.
Get home safe, guys.
Peace.